Welcome to the GRG Podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter at KMega4.
It's so quiet. It's like you can drop a pin drop and hear nothing but the ping. Anyway, what's happening, everybody? The GRG Podcast is alive.
Let's
are
go.
Here full effects. Apologies for being late. Oh, thank you so much, Palm. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good show over there on the other side, man. We plan on having it. Our boy Mooch will be here after he gets done with Crossfire. I can't wait because you know what? It's been a long time since actually not that long because me and Mooch had a conversation on the next podcast. But this is his first time ever coming on to GRG, so it's pretty crazy. But with all that being said, see, Wolf, you see, I still stutter even after all these years, so don't even worry about it. So it's all good.
After all these years, bro. You're still good.
I'm still good. And see, I still keep it moving. But anyway, there's still some people on this panel here, and I cannot wait to introduce them. There's some people that you've seen before, and there's somebody on here that you have not seen or heard of, and I cannot wait to introduce this person to you. But first, I got to get to somebody I respect dearly. I always have to give this woman her flowers. She was the very first podcaster, streamer that I followed. She was right there. I used to check out her videos. She used to do all that stuff. I got to get to meet her for the very first time through B Shadows. And man, ever since, man, I've always been a true fan. Like, I'm one of these people like, hey, I will watch your content. I might not say nothing. I'm just one of those people that just kind of sit in the cut, because normally when I say something, sometimes people used to say some hateful garbage or whatever. But the point of the matter is that this is a true one. This is a real one to the T. This is a real female gamer. I just respect her to death. Her and Mama Sita, and then also the ladies from the ladies out there at GWG. But yeah, man, right here, man, it's an honor, man. Miss K, what's happening with you? What's going on with you, lady?
That you said a mouthful. I'm glad to be here. You know, you give me a call and everything. You say, hey, can you be on? Yeah, if I can come through, I'm gonna come through. You got my support 1,000%. You always been solid with me, and I'm gonna continue. You know, I'm gonna be the same way towards you. So It's an honor to be here, to be among true gamers, and yeah, let's have a good time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So she is not on to the YouTube or Twitter scene. She got out of that a long time ago because, like I said, she's a vet. She's been there before the next gens, before the craps, but like she was around when the Angry Joes were just small time. So she saw how social media was going, and so she was saying it was out. But in the links in the description, you could go and you could check her out on Facebook. She does have that. But matter of fact, instead of me saying it, why don't you let people know where they can find you at? Because I do have the link in the description to Soldiers the Game on Facebook, but let everybody know where else they can find you at.
They can pretty much find me on Twitch, 219 Gary IND. I kept that. That's
Okay,
about the only thing that I kept. That and Facebook. But
no
yeah,
doubt.
Twitter I let go, and YouTube I do something totally different on YouTube that has nothing to do with gaming. So yeah.
You know what? I might have to give you a call because I mean,
Hey,
me and D,
yeah.
Mitchie, Callie,
Okay.
we got something that's gonna be coming, and it ain't gonna be
All
pertaining
right.
to gaming. So
All right.
we're gonna be on this other thing, but
Okay.
whatever. And
All right.
I definitely there's gonna be a topic that I definitely want to talk to you about because I know that you're heavy into weapons. So I
Yeah.
definitely would have to hit you up about that. But
Okay.
all right, okay, so yeah, check her out for sure. Let's keep it moving. Man, this person, man. He's been on the show quite a few times here, man. You know what I'm saying? He's always got some knowledgeable stuff to say, man. And I can't say enough about the stuff that he's doing. His channel is making moves. He keeps getting like I don't even know. I need to ask him, how do you get these people on, bro? Because like you killing the game with so many different people that you have onto your podcast. But Ham Solo, what's happening with you, brother? What's going on?
Brother, thank you once again for having me on this oh so elegant show, brother.
Okay.
I am very happy to be here each time you holler at me and ask, or you need an extra guest, or I'm always going to be there for you. You were there for me, so I appreciate it. And as to how I get these certain guests on my show, I just ask. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people are so worried about hearing the word no that they are nervous to even approach the subject at all. And for me, I used to work in like telemarketing and stuff like that. A no is I'll talk to you later. Like it ain't no big deal to me. So I'll hit people up in the most professional way that I can. Try to get them to see if they, want to just dive into why they got into gaming, what they're kind of all about, what they don't like about the industry, what they got looking forward to coming up and stuff like that. So, I just come correct. And, I try to have respect for each and every, generation of gamer, also each and every, type of console user or, PC elitist or whatever. like whatever you want to believe is the best. I'm not here to change your opinion. I could care less. It's fine. I have my own preferences. So I like to invite people onto the show and just let them kind of speak their piece, let them kind of, kind of release whatever, things that maybe other people would like to know about them. That, I just recently had a Neo Game Spark on not too long ago. I've had,
Dude.
he's a really great dude. He's been on YouTube for like 15 years. And I mean, like, if you want to know a lot about him, just go back and go back to the episode and look it up. I'm planning on having Pong Soul on here soon.
Nice.
So
nice.
I'm excited to do that. I had you on, K Mega. I'm having a Gingy over here on that's on the show right now. I'm having her on.
D, go get her. Go
next
get
Thursday, I believe. So I mean, like, I'm just asking people and just just being a regular person, not trying to like get them to form an opinion that's like mine. I'm just trying to listen to them, see what they got to say, and just let other people know. And then I also talk about other gaming stuff and whatnot, but that's kind of my thing. I like people. I know it's really popular to say I don't really mess with people, or I don't like people, or I got animals that I like more than people. I'm not like that. I'm the opposite. I like people. I like meeting people, learning stuff about them, and trying to collaborate something in the future. So that's what I'm all about.
Nice. Oh my goodness. I see he's here a little bit early, but that's okay. That's all right. What's happening with you, Mooch? What's going on, brother?
Hey, Kay, thank you. I hope everybody can hear me too. I was having a bit of audio issue earlier. Thank you, guys. Kay, first of all, thanks for having me on, man. Love the panel you got together here tonight. And yeah, I told you I didn't think I was gonna hear until 9:30, but I'm like, I just want to get here, man, and hang out because it's weird. We have so much stuff going on tomorrow, and over here now. Are you Central Time, Kay?
Yeah, I'm Central Time. So yeah, no. I got you. I
was like, just so the audience knows, I was like, Kay, I definitely want to come on the show. I just finished Crossfire. Didn't mean to do the shameless plug there. But we just got done. I was like, I can definitely, because me and you have done this before, right? Okay, you've done 2 hours with me, and then you do 2.5 of your own show. I just did 2. I was like, I can stay till about 11. I got to get up at like 6 in the morning. He's like, Mooch, don't worry about it. Just get your ass over here and let's talk some games. So thank you again for having me, K Mega, and I'm looking forward to the show.
Oh yeah, now yeah. If you live under a rock, then Mooch, go ahead and introduce yourself right fast, man. Just in case. Yeah, go ahead, do that, man. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. Yes, guys, you guys might know me, Mooch. I've known K Mega for I don't know how many years now. It's got to be at least since 2015 or something like that.
2014, 2015, yeah, something like that.
Even go back to 14. It was an absolutely unbelievable time back then. Shout out to the BGST crew. Shout out to Next Gen 720. And so I mean, like that was just an amazing time. After that started the Mooch 78 over on YouTube and Twitch. Yep. And I've been pretty vocal on Twitter and in gaming for all those years. And it's been absolutely amazing, dude. So, Kay, I've known you for so long. And it's funny because the best thing about when me and you spoke, even when we were on BGST, was, the best part about doing these podcasts is you don't have to agree on every single thing. Having a great conversation. If you do a podcast the way you do a podcast, right? You leave and you go, you know what? Kay had some good points. And me, you've done some podcasting in the past couple months, and I've loved every second of it. So I'm looking forward to this panel.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Lemon too. Shout out to Lemon. I see Lemon in the chat.
Yeah. No doubt. I'll sit there and I was telling everybody because they're kind of new, and I said, watch out. Mooch is really fast. He's a gentle giant, but you better watch out because he's a salesman. And I said, watch it, but I'm gonna nail his ass if he goes left. But
yes,
it's all up.
I'm here to crash the party.
Oh,
oh snap! What up, brother?
What's up?
The panel though.
What's going on, Addict? How you doing, brother?
Coming off of a flu or something, or maybe I had COVID. I don't know. Something.
Oh man, okay. I mean, he said something. Maybe it was because that long ass podcast that y'all had.
I lost a little bit of my life from that podcast.
Hey man, I stayed 5.5 and I bounced. I said, look, I love this. This is one of the best podcasts I've ever seen in my life. But this was nobody can ever talk about GRG going long ever again or Crossfire going long. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all took it to a whole nother level, man. But shout out to y'all.
Yeah, people like it though. So like I used to work at 4 on Sundays, and I used to be like on call all the time. Like, man, we got to get this going. I got to work at 4. It just got to the point where I just told my work I can't work on Sundays anymore. Like,
I just can't make it at that time, man. Sorry, guys.
Oh man! All right, so let me go ahead and get to. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man, for people out there that may not know who the hell that you are. Like I was just saying for Mooch, like I mean, you must live under a rock or just now just getting into the podcast game. But Addict, go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you, man.
My name's Gaming Addict. I'm the co-host of the Iron Lords podcast every Sunday at 1 p.m. We actually need to get you back on there, K Mega. Things have just been crazy. Like,
oh no, it's all right, man. Anytime, man. Anytime.
Yeah, so I was supposed to come on here like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and I overslept, man. Like it was because I've been sick for 2 weeks, and that day, like I don't remember that day because I've been like doped up on medicine, like NyQuil, like all types of stuff, man. I ain't been in the right mind in weeks.
Oh, man, get better, man. It does get like that. It gets like that. But man, I'm good. I'm glad you're getting better because I don't even know if you're better yet. But man, I know that you fatigue as hell. I don't even know how much you can give me, man. Because listen, a podcast that long. I mean, because there was one time that I did like 3-4 podcasts in a week. And then there was times, that there were some people that did it like for an hour. There was some for 2 or whatever. But man, I was so drained, bro. You did your podcast. You did Iron Lords. And you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you did some videos and stuff, man. Like that is nuts, Mooch. I don't know, man. Maybe we just too old for it, man. Because I don't know if I can do that anymore.
I literally
but I think Iron Lords podcast broke the Guinness World Book of Records. They actually had an intermission, I think, last Sunday. It was an unbelievably long. That was awesome. I mean, I loved it. But Addict, on top of that, Addict's also reviewing stuff like he's doing. Addict's he's on another level right now. So shout out, Addict was just on Crossfire too. He guessed it on Crossfire.
Because my girlfriend's at work, and she was calling me to ask me like how the roads are because it's snowing here pretty bad. And I was like, hopefully you'll be able to make it. I was like, but if you can, I'll just have my brother get you because he works around the road. And she's like, okay. Then I come back and Crossfire's over. I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah. I gave you the great. By the way, no shameless plug. I gave him the greatest outro. You got to go back and listen to the outro. I gave you like a minute and a half outro, and I'm like, take it away, addict, and it was crickets.
Oh,
and I'm
damn.
Like, we plugged the channel anyway. So,
oh man,
great.
All right, we got one more guest to announce, man, and it's my honor too because man, this is he's just getting started in the game. So like now he has vets like that's on here. You got Addict, you got Mooch, you got Miss K. Now you can look at Ham Solo now, and you can look at D. And we're gonna nurture you tonight, man. We're gonna take care of you. We all gonna hold you tight, man, and teach you the way. But ladies and gentlemen, out here, man, I announced this person, and go check out his channel. I think he only got like 3 videos out now, but man, he's gonna have a hell of a lot more. Go check him out, man. He's good. He's got some good, like Mooch would say about other people, like he's well spoken. He's got a good style to him. I enjoy that, man. And I really was honored when he asked me to be a part of his podcast, just like when Ham Solo asked me as well, man. That's straight up love. But John Wolfe, let everybody know,
man.
Yeah, let everybody know where they can find you at, man. Tell the people about you a little bit, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't help but sit here on my desk, man, with the biggest smile because I got 6 icons, here in this podcast with me. I've been listening to Mooch for over a year, man. Like I said, K Mega, I got introduced to your content like 6 months ago. I subscribed, became big fans. Lord Addict, what can I say? Miss K, after hearing K Mega's presenting you today, I'm gonna definitely do my research and I'm bowing down because you're a legend in this game. D, you and K Mega always bring the fire on this show, and Ham, you're doing great things, man, for sure. Like I said, I'm sitting here with a big smile on my face. It's an honor to be here tonight with you to talk gaming. That is what's bringing us together here, and just to kind of like Ham Solo said. I'm kind of catering my channel to have one-on-one interviews with different content creators. The style that I like to do is I'm a fan of you guys, man. I really am because you all of you have inspired me, and that's something I was telling K Mega when he was on my show. It takes a lot of guts to do this, guys, to put yourself out there and to put your opinion on camera and on record. And I just want to give you all your roses for what you do. For inspiring people like me to come on the camera and give our thoughts and stuff like that. So thank you all. And yeah, man, I look forward to these fire topics that you got ready for us, K Mega. Looking forward to it. Forward to it getting messy if it needs to,
Mooch is here. Mooch is gonna bring that nice messy to it. And then Addict, I don't know how much energy Addict has, but yeah, we gonna get messy. I'm at least gonna get messy some point. So let's get started. All right, so right off the bat, talking about what
how you do me?
What'd you say?
How you do?
You go.
Wow. Now go ahead. Actually, no time. Just about my intro. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't get to you. Oh shit!
Y'all see this?
Oh my god! My bad. See, I'm so shocked. I'm so happy right now. I'm so disrespectful. Miss K, please do not scold me later. D, please. Let everybody know where they can find you at. Oh my god, how you been? Hey man, when you told me that you didn't have no breakfast for dinner tonight, like it kind of hurt my feelings. So I don't know. Maybe my self-conscious was like, kind of throw some shade at her. But anyway, what's happening with you?
Wow.
Damn. I feel bad.
I'm all right. It's been a long ass week.
I got your back, K Meg.
Keep it up. Y'all see how you do me?
I kind of hyped it up so much that I was like, let's just jump right into this topic. So I'll take the heat on this one.
Yeah. He got me hyped. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm going with that.
That's all it is.
Y'all see this?
God. I'm going with that.
No, just chilling, just gaming as usual, working, grinding throughout the week. I'm on Twitch here and there, D Marie B, and on Xbox and PlayStation. Not really multiplayer right now on PlayStation. It's a long story, but hopefully soon I'll get my multiplayer back up so I can play with everybody else. Kirby Titan on Xbox and Genji's Mom on PlayStation.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. My bad. I was just ready to get to it, man. Ready to get to it. All right. So let's talk about this this rumor that's been going around, and it almost don't sound like it's a rumor. It sounds like it's going to happen. But what game will it be? And that is another collection, just like Master Chief Collection. The question is, what game will it be? Will it be Gears? Will it be Fable? Or will it be something else? So let me go straight to you, D, since I made the mistake, and I said didn't let you go. I'm gonna go to you first. What? Yeah. I will, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to kiss butt tonight. What do you think? Would you rather have Gears to have a like Master Chief Collection, or would you want to see Fable get that type of love, or is there another Xbox game that you would think that you would want to see have a collection? And people in the chat, please let us know. What would you want to see?
So I would think I personally would like Fable because I played them backwards. Unfortunately, I played 3 and then 2, and I'm working on 1. But the likelihood, I don't know. See, as I'm thinking and speaking, my opinion is changing. The first part was, I want the Fable because that's what I have more experience with. They did the Ultimate Edition of Gears already, so maybe that's their franchise that they want to do. And then I also thought that Gears, if I'm not mistaken, has 6 games, so that would be a huge collection. To kind of remaster, retouch, whatever. Because they could do all of the 5 and then Judgment. Then the other thought that I had was a collection of Fable kind of makes sense, or either one would make sense if it coincided with a release. We already know Fable's being worked on, but we don't have a release date for it. Gears, I feel like it's time for a new one. Not saying they should make it, I'm just saying the timeline. The time between 4 and 5, don't get me lying, but I want to say that amount of time, we've already passed that amount of time, if that makes sense. I want to say Gears 5 came out in 2018. So we're hitting 4 years this year. But either way, if they do it, not to be quote unquote a welfare gamer, but either way, it's gonna be on Game Pass. So I've been cackling at that term.
Now they ain't no welfare gamer to that. That's the correct answer.
Listen, apparently the streets is saying that's what they call people that use Game Pass. I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is because your girl saving money regardless. I mean,
so what you're telling me is all these people go into the dealership and buy their car all up front in cash, right?
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
If they got a car.
Jesus. See.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
Oh my God, that scared the shit out of me.
You cut loose here. You can't cut loose on that. Yeah, that's your did. Okay, let's go. I didn't even know Lord Addict could cuss, but go ahead.
I'm sorry. That just as a side note, that term I've been cackling at that for days.
Man. People are damn fools.
Either way, it's gonna be in Game Pass, but I feel like Gears. I haven't played much Gears, to be honest. I've played 4 and 5, not even to completion. But I feel like the Gears games, they already looked good for when they released. If that makes sense. Whereas Fable has more of a not cartoony, but it's not as polished graphically. So I feel like there will be more of a stark difference between like Fable 3 original and Fable 3 remastered, definitive, or whatever. So I'm hoping it's Fable. But either way, I'm pretty sure it'll be done well. And it's going to be on Game Pass so people can enjoy it. So I hope the rumor is true either way because I will partake. Although a Gears remaster collection of all 6 of the games, that file is going to be huge. So that's going to suck. That's okay. I'll figure it out.
Yo, K Mega, I'm gonna back my ass up into this conversation real
Go
quick.
into it. Go ahead. What you got? Go ahead. Do that.
So, like, I mean, I mean, I look at Gears and I'm just thinking, man, these file sizes for these games are massive. Are massive. You download the game to download the game again. Like, it's a massive freaking game. And if they do decide to go down that route of making it like a Master Chief Collection kind of thing, that's going to be a super big game. But I really hope that they just make it one download instead of you having to download to download to download. But to me, I guess Gears would kind of make sense. But at the same time, I can't help to not like forget that they had a Fable announcement back in like November or something that they were supposed to announce but never did. So I'm kind of thinking maybe there's a possibility that there is that was supposed to be this announcement that, hey, they're doing some sort of cleanup on the older Fables and bringing them back to standard to make it more popular to those that were super young around those times, so they can go through that game again and then play the new Fable. So, I mean, to me, that would make a little bit more sense because they just did like the FPS boost and stuff like that for the Gears, if I'm not lying.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I believe. So why would they do that and then make a Master Chief Collection out of it?
Okay, so you're leaning more to the Fable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I just think that would make more sense because, I mean, you want to revitalize I mean, it's already a popular game, yes. But if you want to make, some of the younger folks play it that didn't really get a chance to play it, or, they don't have a old Xbox or don't feel like going back to a 360, or they don't want to play it on the Game Pass version. They want something a little bit newer, something a little bit more, eye-catchy. I feel like that would be a good direction to go. I mean, just my opinion.
They definitely have a lot to benefit from kind of revitalizing that franchise. Because if you really think about it, I mean, we're fans, right? We played those Fable games, but at the same time, you got probably a bunch of gamers that didn't really touch that Fable franchise. So I can kind of see why Ham, why you would think that that's the franchise that's going to get the go ahead. I kind of like to lean towards the Gears franchise, and I kind of jumped in on the conversation. I hope that's okay, K Mega.
No, that's fine. That's kind of how I feel like this is gonna.
This is a rumble. Let's do
it. This is gonna be a little rumble, a little bit. I mean, I'm gonna get my time for Miss K, but but no. But I you know what I'm saying, with Mooch here, I know Mooch is gonna, when we get to a certain topic, he's gonna jump in, and Addict is gonna jump in. So
I'm already, K. I'm just holding my tongue right now. Go ahead.
He's being respectful, but go ahead though. Go ahead. Well,
personally, what do I want to see? I want Gears. That's me personally, selfishly. I can kind of I can understand how it can go both ways. The advantages for Microsoft to want to release Fable or Gears, but I just think that for big picture, right, what Microsoft is trying to accomplish here. I've heard a couple of points throughout the week on different podcasts that really stood out to me, and I think that they make a lot of sense, right? You have point one being, that just selfishly, like I said, Gears is my favorite Xbox franchise. Even a little bit more than Halo, believe it or not. It's right up there. I still remember that feeling of taking that first Gears of War home and playing it on the 360. How what a game changer that was, right? I'm sure we all have memories of that. And then let's talk about the fact that Gears 2 and 3 were never launched on PC. So there's a huge market there. There's a huge market and a huge incentive for Microsoft to want to push that to their PC audience. 2 and 3 never released, so that's that's a lot of gamers there. And then if you really think about it, they need to practice with Unreal 5. They that Unreal 5 from everything I'm reading, it's a A lot of developers are kind of having issues with it, but we know that Coalition are the masters of Epic, of that engine. So that's why I think that it will be very beneficial to them. And then just thinking about it, right? And I'm going to take it here. I'm going to take it a little different here. Microsoft keeps on talking about the metaverse, right? We keep on talking about that metaverse. I don't even know what the hell that means. But the bottom line is that I think that, this is their opportunity. You saw, I don't want to start rumors, but you saw The Rock tweet out the other day that he's going to be in a big video game franchise. Why can't that be Gears?
Talk about it.
Why can't that be the Gears franchise? Hey, it could be God of War. It could be Gears. I hope it's not another Doom, because my boy didn't do so good in that first movie, but it is what it is. But
you know what? Come on, listen. That movie wasn't that bad, was it?
We'll disagree on that one, man. But
okay. Doom or Gamer? Hold on. Which game? Okay, hold on. I do gotta ask this. Which movie was better, Gamer or Doom?
Brother, I like Gamer better, man.
Gamer.
Okay, I will say Gamer, because the chicks in the skates and stuff like that was hot. Yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah. Okay, go keep on.
Bruh.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
In the green shorts, I'll never forget it. I took my son to see it, and my son never forgot the girls.
It wasn't really the girl? Shorts. You talking about that person?
Well, yeah. Listen. That was a real woman. In the movie, it wasn't, but in the game,
I can't forget that.
I know. Eating chips, laying up. I get it.
That was nasty.
That was really nasty. But bro, the avatar that he was playing as, Lord. Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
You good. You guys, that was a great movie, man. Okay.
That catfishing, bro.
So, talking about that metaverse, we're talking about, what are we talking about here? Movies, games, comics. I mean, they're trying to bring all these things together to create this huge, expansive world to attract, an audience. And you already see Sony tipping their toes in that water with The Last of Us projects that they have, and the rumors of the remake of The Last of Us. So I'm a big fan, and I would, if I was Microsoft, like I said, I can see them going either way. But to me, selfishly, I want it to be Gears. So I'll leave the floor to whoever's next.
Well, I mean, I'll piggyback you, Mega, just because I kind of agree a lot with what John said. I think that two aspects here, right? So we have to, let's break it down. And John brought a couple of good points up, but just like the Halo Master Chief Collection, right? That came out before Halo 5. So it does do it justice to have a tribute to the games that are of the past, of something that's coming out in the semi-near future. And I think everybody on the panel would agree that we will see a new Fable before we're probably going to see a new Gears. So
yes.
I do think that if we're going to go ahead and use statistical analysis, I think we're going to go ahead and have to go with Fable. However, for the fun of the podcast, I will say that I also would hope that it was a Gears, but for a little bit different than just a fan favorite. I think that Gears 1, 2, and 3 for me personally really mean a ton. I don't know how many people that are listening to the show now or listening later on the panel know, but I really, really came to Xbox the first time because of Gears. Gears was the game that really brought me to the 360 and solidified me. Me and my brother would play through it like endlessly. So the one thing I would say is that I think with Gears 4 and Gears 5, I think they lost touch a bit. And this is coming from a Gears fan. I thought Gears 1, 2, and 3, I'm hoping when they do bring Gears back, which they will, I'm hoping it's a prequel, the early Marcus years. I mean, this is just me hoping. So I hope we get something in a Gears tribute, like a Master Chief Collection, because even though they did do the Ultimate Edition, that was only for the first one, I think 2 and 3 deserve just as much attention as the first one. They did a great job with the first one. I do think it'll end up ultimately being Fable, but I think because, and I don't know, and I really want to hear the panel's thought on this, because it doesn't necessarily matter what I feel alone, because unless us together, the gaming community, feels the way I feel, it doesn't really matter. Do you guys also agree with me that 4 and 5 not were bad, but took a step back from how you felt? I want you guys to just do me a favor before you answer. Think about how you felt when you played 1, 2, and 3.
Well, no. I will agree with you. Okay. I will say right here, and then I'll let Miss K or Addict jump in on
Yeah,
this one.
absolutely. I want to hear the rest of the panel as well.
But yeah, no, for me personally, I will say 4 did leave me with a little bit of a kickback because of the fact that look, graphically, no, I'm like, oh, this is what this is what I want. This is why Gears is Gears, and this is why, you know what I'm saying, people need to respect this franchise because of what they can do with the Unreal Engine, right? But 4 did set me back. 5, no, because 5 also gave a different element that has never been done with a big time title like Gears. People gotta forget this is a $1 billion franchise. Like we're talking about Horizon Zero Dawn is not there yet, but God of War. We're talking about Halo. We're talking about Forza, Gran Turismo. You know what I'm saying? Those are $1 billion franchises. Gears is in that category, and a lot of it's for Coalition to not want to play it safe and kind of give you something at the end of 5. I enjoyed because it made you, for me, it made me want to go back and play the other side, because my first emotion was like, yo, no, this is not what happened. Are you kidding me? And then I'm like, okay. And so I went back again, and then I did it, and I'm like, oh, they are really going for it with this. So for me, 5 went back, and then also enhanced the series, in my opinion. Can I
just make a quick comment?
Yeah. I can't take it away from Kay, but I want to just say one thing, and John, you can take the mic from there. Kay, I can't take away what you just said about 5, but if we were to just go stand in the largest mall in the country, and we were to ask everybody that wants to stand in line and answer a gamer question, say, give me the top 3 names or 4 names of who you love in Gears of War, you know what you're going to get? And no particular order, by the way. No particular order. Right. You're going to get Phoenix. You're going to get Cole. You're going to get Dom. You're going to get Baird.
There you go.
Kate is going to be a distant memory.
The thing is, though,
hold on. See, this is where the Moochism comes at you, and I gotta fight this back. So let me push this back. Okay, yes. So this is where I have to disagree with you because of the fact of
same thing with James, by the way. James also non-existent.
Yeah, 4, I would agree with you 100%. 5 gave a different element because Kate was a badass. The fact of Kate's character, Kate's character is so much entrenched into the Gears universe. It almost makes it like, okay, Kate is really important, and instead of just being a throw-in character for women liberation type of aspect, like some people were trying to point out at the beginning. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
But it was kind of like when you watch the Into the Spider-Verse, right? Kate was like another, right? Kate was just like another part of the Gears, like, you know what I mean? Like there's 50 million. Listen, there's 50 million Star Wars books out there, right? Each of them was taking place in that world. But my point is like that was just not like the fact that Marcus and James. Here's James, right? Marcus's son. The most nobody even cared about this character. The problem is they didn't put a fine definition to the character.
They didn't resonate. Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Somebody else.
No, you're good. And you both bring out great points. For me personally, right, and like I mentioned before, Gears is my favorite franchise of all of Xbox. I'm kind of leaning towards Mooch on this one, K Mega, because 4 and 5. Even though I enjoyed them, even though I think they were, they hit home runs on them, there's something that was left lacking for me as a fan, right? And the thing is that I like where Mooch is going with this because I also think the same way. Can you guys imagine if when they relaunched God of War, if you were Atreus and Kratos took a back seat that you couldn't even control him or anything like that?
You will. But you will, John. You will.
But the thing is that. But here's the difference. But here's the difference. And D, I'll let you jump in right now. This is the last thing I'll say. They're working towards it. In the God of War franchise, you're getting to know Atreus. He's growing as a young man. He'll eventually mature. I mean, they're built like they are building him up, and I kind of do feel that in 4 they introduced JD and this whole new cast, and you were kind of not forced, but you were kind of like, hey, these are your new characters. Here you go, love them. And I kind of feel like if that's the issue. I mean, I still love them, but I kind of agree on Mooch with this.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I look at it differently, but hold on, I gotta reach out to Miss K. Miss K, what do you think about this whole situation with the collection? Yeah, no, I gotta get to you. I gotta get to you. Go and I get Addict's point of view too.
For me, 1, 2, and 3, I didn't really touch Gears back then. But you know what brought me in?
What's
4 and 5.
K.
4 and 5.
Hey, talk about it.
I'm just saying. So for me, I mean, it's cool. I love I want to experience 1, 2, and 3. And if they bring that collection out, I'll play it on PC or my Xbox, my Series X. I will play through it.
See, that's why, because what Ms. K is saying, that's why they need to do what they need to do.
Right.
Exactly.
It brings up gamers in. It brings
you know what? I think you will see. It's hard to say this because you can't speak for somebody else's game style, but I think when you see that hardship that they went through to get where we got to 4, and listen, here's the thing: it doesn't matter what movie you're talking about. The beginning is why we love the end. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think if Miss K gets a chance to play the proper way that Gears 1, 2, and 3 should be elevated to its graphical and frame rate capability,
right,
would then be interested to sit down and have a great roundtable discussion on all 5 games. And I think she may even turn around and say to me, I still feel like 4 and 5 are better, but at least I see where you're coming from. And that's because I think the first 3 they laid the foundation, and that's what gives 4 that essence that I think you fell in love with. But, Kay, you made a point. Maybe at one point we will become Atreus and moving forward. But like John was saying, and that's a good point John made, I didn't even think about that. They're easing this person into it. If they throw Ragnarok, if I turn Ragnarok on this year and I'm Atreus for the game, not going to lie to you, not going to be happy with that.
No. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. I got to get everybody else's point of view.
You got to lead into that next character. You got to show us the banner getting handed off.
We're going to go deeper in that, but I got to get more Miss K, and then I got to get Addict what he's got to say about it. But go ahead, Miss K, finish up.
Yeah, I was just saying, like I said, I'm willing to sit through 1 through 3. Because, like you said, that's the beginning of the game. So, and that's the beginning of the series, and that's fine. 4 and 5, for some reason, I was just on a 4 kick because I beat Uncharted 4. I beat Gears, 4. Then we went up to Gears 5. I played that from the beginning and the DLC, all that. I just enjoy what I'm playing. What I played. So I'm looking forward to them rebooting 1 through 3, or just collectively bringing it together. Because I will sit down and I will play 1 through 3, and then I may even turn around and play 4 and 5 again, even though I beat 4 and 5. So I mean, it's a good way to bring in usher in
you, Miss K, on God of War. I've only dabbled and kind of like touched like God of War 1, 2, and 3, the ones on PS3 and PS2. Barely touched those, and then 4, I went crazy, right? Which then I called 4. But that's how I feel you on that. I really do. I agree.
Yeah, it's like 4. It's just I don't know. It was just that particular year. It's just like those 4s was just I was just killing it, just beating those games. I was like, okay, well, hey. I don't mind playing, the previous games. I don't have a problem with that, and I will play through them and beat them. So.
I think you enjoy them if they were redone properly too.
Yes.
Because listen, we sit here and we say old games, but because like for example, today Uncharted 4 remaster came out, and I'm telling you, I played. I only got about an hour into it because of the podcasting and work. But I'll be honest with you, what a difference it makes when you could play a game at 60 or 120 frames right now with the graphical fidelity that we have.
Right.
So, Miss K, I got to be honest with you. I would almost say to you, wait till we hear this news, because I would prefer that you play the first 3, because that's a blessing to be able to play it with, if it's upgraded. I do think, going back to K-Mega's original question, I do think that this is going to be a Fable. This is all about Fable. I love that we're having this Gears talk, because I'm a Gears head. I'm way, as far as Xbox goes, I'm way more Gears than Halo. So I'm with you. I'm all Gears, but I think that this is a phenomenal spot for Microsoft to be able to plug in Fable for people like myself that wouldn't mind playing the first 3 before we play the new Fable. But I hope that they make the Gears for Miss K. Like I think that you enjoying that with the power of the machines we have now, that could alter your decision. Could, may not, but could.
It could, yeah. Okay. I'm with it.
All right. Addict, go ahead and let us know what you think, brother. What do you think about the conversation that we're having, and then also the situation of which game do you think that it will be? Will it be Fable? Will it be Gears? Will it be something else?
I think that they need to continue the Gears franchise the way they're doing, because those other characters had their moments. I feel like one of the only reasons that people like the characters is because of how they were born into the Gears franchise. Like, I've always felt like the original Gears franchise, what they did really well is it felt like every game was the season finale of a Walking Dead.
Yes.
Like, you didn't know what was going to happen, but someone was going to die at any time. You felt like someone was going to die.
Very great point.
Right. And I felt like you didn't really get that in this game, in these games. Like, for the most part, everyone always felt safe. Like, they were never going to get hurt. They were never going to get killed. I feel like they did a really good job in 5, kind of like toning that up a little bit, where, you know, they kind of tease people dying, but they never died. Like, it's just like, no, if you're gonna put that dude in a situation where he's dead, I don't want to see that dude on the screen anymore. It's just like, it's just gotta be one of those things where, like, Kate has to actually have consequences for what's going on. And I actually feel like Kate's a very solid character. Like,
yes.
I actually like Kate.
Yes.
Did everybody else choose JD to go, by the way, or was that just me?
No, I chose
okay.
JD was what's called Marcus's son, right?
Yeah. I chose to keep Dell.
No, not Dale. Dale all day. Like, my brother got to support a brother. I
chose Dell. I chose Dell as well.
Well,
I mean, that's.
Well, on top of that, like, JD was an asshole in 5. Like, he was a dick. Like, he made all the wrong decisions.
And you know what's funny? He kind of started turning into his father.
He did.
What you talking about?
Sorry, D. We gonna have to go through. We gonna have to go through Group 5, and
it's just I personally feel like they need to have those situations where you know, you actually break down storylines. You show type of consequences, and I feel like people would adapt to these characters more. The reason people love Marcus in them was their personality, and they was actually in a war.
Back.
Like, I never felt like they were in a war in Gears 4 and 5. Like, I felt like they were in battles. Everyone else was in a war, but it's just like, it kind of like, you know, Final Fantasy 7, where the little ghost thing go around and they always keep the timeline the way it's supposed to. I felt like those ghosts were around Kate and her friends, where it's like, we can't let them die. If anything happens where one of them's close to dying, why do you swoop in and save them? That's how I felt like it is. Because in Gears 1 through 3, at any time you felt like someone's done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
those are all great points. The only thing is, man, that I can't help but I'm trying to remember how I felt when I first played Gears 4, and even though that they kind of throw you in.
Gears 4.
Gears 4 was not my favorite.
When they throw you in and you're Dom in the beginning of the Pendulum Wars, that was badass, because come on, man, we all love Dom and all that good stuff. But then you get introduced to JD in this cast, and the whole time I remember for the first hour, and it might be just a me problem, I'm like, who the hell are these people? I had no idea that Marcus had a son. I had no idea. I don't know who this Kate person is. Not hating on it. It grew on me, and I accepted it, all that good stuff. But if I'm gonna be real, all right, I was a little hesitant at first to be like, who are these people?
Well, a lot of the issues, you didn't have that passing the torch movement, because they try to play too safe. We got to keep Marcus alive. Right. And it's just like, if you want to have a true passing the torch moment, something should have happened where it showed something of that nature. But it's like, we got to keep the fan favorite alive because it's a franchise. We might need him later. Like, and it's just like, I feel like they played it safe. But as far as like what it is in Gears, Fable, I want it to be Fable, but I think better for the Xbox brand, it's Gears. As long as it comes out how Halo Master Chief Collection is now. If they're going to launch, like, people are like, oh, you know, they're going to have I don't think Coalition's going to make this. No, then I don't want them doing it. Like, I don't want no second staff studio working on this the way that someone else was working on the Master Chief Collection. Right. And then I don't want them.
I had that same thought. I had that exact same thought because I was thinking, like they're working on other things right now. Like, how are they going to be working on those other things and be balancing a new massive kind of like put together collection game? Like, but that just sounds a little different.
I do feel like if they want to do a Gears one, just let them finish Gear 6.
Facts.
And then like imagine they announce Gear 6 and they're like, look, we're doing Gear 6. It's the best single player multiplayer you've ever had. And then what we're doing is we're combining all the maps from kind of like a Super Smash Ultimate where they start showing maps and maps. They're like, oh, all the maps from every Gears is in this game.
Oh, good Lord.
Right. Right.
All right. So let me go ahead and get to let me get to the super chat. Sir X Man, he sits there and says, "Hello, GRG. Have a great show. Stuck at work tonight because as much as as much as he is supportive of K Mega, when I told him that Mooch was coming on, he loves Mooch more than anybody else in the entire world. So go ahead and I gotta give Sir X Man hell. I always give Sir X Man hell. But much love to Sir X Man. You know what I'm saying? So it is all it is. Go ahead.
When it comes to the Fable thing, I personally feel like Fable needs to be that game because Xbox, it's not even Xbox. These companies are like Square Enix is notorious for this. We're going to put Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Xbox platform, and there's no Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. We're going to expect sales from the Xbox brand.
Right.
So it's just like Xbox, like don't fuck this up. Like put out a rebranded of Fable 1 through 3. Even if you just do Fable 1, like you make it look really nice and you just do one game. I would prefer like a really good remaster of all of them. But even if you just remake one, that way you build people up to playing the new one. But I don't see Microsoft doing that because personally, we have been told that Coalition is making something smaller before they make Gear 6. Like I feel like they have like a small team on Gear 6, but the bulk of the company is working on something to reiterate how they want to use the Unreal Engine 5. It's like it would make more sense if they were working on Gears Collection to really find out how they want to use the Unreal Engine 5, and then they'll go from that to Gear 6.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree with that. Thank you so much. Hey man, thank you, Gaming Addict. He says, hit that like button. Goddamn it, hit that like button. Go share this out. Go do that. You know what I'm saying? We late night. We follow with Mooch. You know what I'm saying? I listen. Hold on. And this is a story Mooch can sit. Mooch is right here, so I can remember that. Like, so when Mooch sit there and decided to leave, right? I said, it's on and popping. Friday nights is mine. And so I said, Friday nights is mine, Jack. I'm ready. So I said, GRG Podcast is in full effect. And then he decided he wanted to come back here. I guess it was about maybe 6, 7, 8 months, almost a year.
I pulled a Michael Jordan. I came back and I said, "Okay, I need my number back."
Right. Yeah, he came back and he said, "Hey, Mega, can I get my time slot back?" And you know what? With love, I gave it to him because you know what? It's not about to me. And I don't give, you know what, listen, I'm a little different. I'm a different type of person. I'm an only child. I'm kind of in my own zone. Some people, they get out there, they're exuberant. They want to get in everybody's parties. They want to talk and be this and that. I'm not like that. Like anybody can come and talk to me and speak to me anytime. You hit me up. And if I'm on the game, I will hit you back. It's all love. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? So, the fact of it is that when Mooch sat there and said, look, man, this was y'all's time slot. You know what I'm saying? This was Crossfire's time slot. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. And this is when, no doubt. And it's all love. And you know what? Listen, even though I was gone from BGST at that time, the fact of it is that I still have love for the people that I was a part of at that time. So, Chris,
you know, it's funny you say that because we're like family, man. Because we were that's this. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I think Kay feels the same way. How we were kind of brought into the YouTube space. You know what I mean? So like we all kind of went through our trials and tribulations together. You know, so we went through that. It was like it was Zaire, myself, Crap, Tim, Worry, K Mega. I'm trying to think of Xbot.
Xbot, yeah.
You know, and we had the good times. We had some crazy times, some
Right.
bad, but that's all. That's part of it. It's part of initiation. You know,
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's why whenever Kay says to me, Mooch, you free? The answer is always, I'll be there for you. So I appreciate that. Kay. Thank you.
No doubt. No. It's love. Like, I mean, like, listen, I have a personal problem with Z, but I don't hate Z. I will never acknowledge about next gen, about him giving me a platform to let people know who I am more than ever. I will always give that respect. The same with 100. 100 gave me a platform to talk on, to be there. I always will show my love with We Game Here. I will always show that love because it is honorable. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how I feel, otherwise, because I'm not about the fuck shit. I'm about just talking about gaming. I don't mind having fun, being messy sometimes, but I am not about the fuck shit anymore. I'm done with that. But the one thing about me is about I always will stand firm for anybody and everybody. Unless you cross me the wrong way, and with anybody and everybody, I have much love for everybody, and I want everybody to succeed. Numbers, they can get so overblown where people would cross their own friendships with other people in order for them to try to get to a better plateau. I will never do that to anybody. Mooch, I would never do that. I would never do that to the island. I would never do it. When I first met King David, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know how King David, felt about me because I'm like, Z always called me the defiant one. I am always going to press anybody and everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. And I will never change my status. So, like, when we was on next podcast, I was pressing him like, hey, bro, I don't agree with you. And he sit there and he came in it, he with it, but it was all respect and love. And then it came to a point of where it was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? You know, when we met at E3, oh, okay, I didn't know how to approach you. I didn't know how you was. Nah, bro, I'm all about gaming. I'm not about the bullshit. So I want everybody to succeed. I love everyone in the gaming community. I don't care who it is. Boom. If it's Fun Speculation, who's over here, who do this podcast at the same time that I do. Mooch, before me, 108 Dragons, that whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I just want everybody that I feel that gives a genuine heart to the game. Do it. And just make sure that you don't cross the line and be a fuck boy. That's my whole thing about it. That is me. Okay, so that's my preaching for the night. So let's go ahead. Let's keep going. All right. Let's get it. Okay, so anybody else want to talk about this whole thing? I think it's Gears. I'm gonna trust my boy Crispy on this one because if anything about Crispy, you know what I'm saying? He can be wild. He can say some crazy shit, but Crispy knows about Gears. And I feel personally in my heart that having Gears 1, Gears 2, Gears 3 being practiced on to be a part of the collection under the Unreal Engine 5 will help them make a better game with Gears 6, which will come later, which I feel I think everybody can agree with that and say that, well, Gears needs to have a break. I said that from the get. Like, people were like, well, no, let's have it. No. Gears 4, Gears 5 came in. They almost seemed annually, even though they weren't. But I don't want Gears to be just thrown at me like that. I want Gears to take its time, to be set in a position to where they have everything set properly, and especially the way the Gears 5's ending led. Then I want to know, but I do have a lot of hope because of the fact, and I don't know, and I got to ask everybody on the panel this before we move on. Did you guys get a chance to play the Hive Busters? Because that
absolutely
is one of the best.
That was fun.
Best looking games I've ever seen. Still to this day. And it's set up like, oh, Gears is going into a whole nother direction that I am all down for. Do anybody disagree with me or what? So what do you guys think?
That was fun.
Okay.
That was really fun.
Okay. All right.
I played through it twice.
Yeah. Mooch,
Yeah,
you,
no,
you didn't play High Bus? You didn't play High Bus?
I did play through it.
What'd you think?
No, my thought on Hivebusters was kind of the same sentiment I kind of had as I finished 4 and 5. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was great. I like how we can kind of start to open up different books in different parts of the world of Gears. But I thought Hivebusters was so short that I didn't really get to, again, I didn't get a relationship with the characters. And I know that, and if I'm coming off saying that and sound like a broken record, I apologize.
No,
but if I was to ask everybody on the panel what game what game franchise they love, they're going to be able to tell me what game they love because of the characters they fell in love with, or that they hated so much they wanted to play. Either way, however you want to play it. But when it came to Hivebusters, again, everybody was like, it was beautiful. I said, no doubt. It's the best version of Gears I've ever played. No doubt.
Yeah.
But they were like, and I remember I had this, somebody, I can't remember who it was. Somebody was at Crossfire. It was over a year ago. And they're like, it was definitely the best characters. And I'm like, which one was your favorite character? And they couldn't even name the name of the individual. And I'm like,
I wouldn't say the best characters, but I would say the best usage of characters. I would definitely agree with that.
And that's the thing. So like that's why maybe your first point, Kay, is such an important one, is with Gears taking a break. Take the break you need. Not that I want the break, and I know if Crispy hears this, he's probably breaking his coffee table right now. But my point is that, right? But I think at the same time, it's like, take the break to do what you have to do with the franchise. Make the new characters, or the same characters that you have, ones that we love, admire, and want to play and find out what's happening next. When it happened with Hivebusters, I felt the same way everybody on the panel just did. I was nodding my head up and down with the same way. You've been like, yep, I agree with you, Kay. I agree with you, Kay. But then at the end of it, I was kind of like, who are these people? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And it's like, I want to know more about it than just, the fancy graphics. I think that's what you didn't
get an answer for? You didn't understand it?
No, I understood the story. I didn't know who the people were. Like, where'd they come from?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
where are they going?
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. They introduced a new band. Like that's just like with any other game, movie, anything like that, where they want to.
Game has done that, Kay, because we've all played a lot of games. I can't think of one where I just went into and again, I used the Star Wars.
I'll go to Uncharted 4. Like, nobody didn't know who the black chick was when she first came up on the scene. But she jumped in there and everybody knew who she was and everybody wanted to know more about her. And then also, on top of that, then with the Uncharted DLC or with the expansion, that's the same thing. Like, nobody didn't know who these people were in full detail.
Well, those females played a large role in those in prior games. Now,
they had a bigger game. Yes, that is true.
You know what I mean? Like Nadine was a big part of Uncharted 2.
Okay.
Would you guys agree, or am I off kilter here?
No, she was, but
I agree with that.
So so when they did that, and that was one hell of a spin. I mean, it's not even fair. That's something I appreciate you going there, Kay, because that's a great example, by the way. But I don't think it's doing. Hivebusters can't be compared to the Lost Legacy, because that Lost Legacy was like I would say a 15, maybe a 10 hour.
No. That's the whole point of it. Like, when somebody could say like a 15-hour type of game compared to a game that's around 3 to 4 hours, 5 hours max if you go knees deep. I get that. But the point of the matter is that these are characters that both people didn't really people may have seen in previous games or didn't understand. Like, nobody didn't know when they first introduced Gears 5 and they introduced that different mode. That mode right there gave patents to, like, okay, so who's these people? I want to know more. And then once you played Hivebusters, now you know who these people are because it was a prequel. That's, to me, so like, because you see what I'm saying? So that
I see. I like how you turn that, because that makes sense. You know what I mean? But like I think it's. Kay, we had this conversation on Next Podcast about a month or two ago. The one thing that you do that I truly love, which is why I love your show, is you're able to tell a story and you tell it the way that actually makes sense. But the thing is, I think it's on the developers and the storytellers to tell us that. When I have to call you or talk to you on a show and be like, Mooch, don't you see this angle? And And I'm like, well, I see the angle, but I see it because you brought it up. I didn't see that in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like we all have these discussions about all kinds of different movies and all the stuff that's on Disney Plus right now, and you know what I mean, the Mandalorian, and people are like, Mooch, if you could just picture this, and I'm like, I see it sometimes, but I'm like, sometimes I'm finding out from friends or from like big time fans of the show, and they're giving me more lore, more stuff that's my whole thing is and Cray Simmons Gaming TV in the chat, he goes, you know, Mooch, he says, so you could name every character in every game show you played. Here's what I said to him. I remember the main character in 99% of the games or movies I've watched or played. And what I said was at the end, I don't care which character you picked. I didn't remember any of the names of the characters in Hivebusters. And guess what? If that's a me problem, that's fine. I'm willing to go to, I will rest with that problem. But I talked to a few people who are Gears fans. They're like, yeah, I hear you on that. And that doesn't mean they can't build off it. I think they got something beautiful cooking. But I think that they need to, like you said, take a few minutes, let the recipe simmer.
Right.
Let the onions and the garlic and the oil, let it all come together. You know what I mean? It's all got to simmer before you throw the meat in the pan. Listen, don't get me going. I didn't eat dinner yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, you hear him. I told you he's fast talking. Hold on, before you go. Hold on, guys. Let me read these super chats and then you can go ahead. Okay, 108 Dragons. He says, "Hey guests and panel, sorry I didn't make it, but my business keeps me away. But shout out to all the fam in here tonight. This gaming community rocks, no doubt. And then there's another one, 108 Dragons. He says Hivebusters didn't even use next gen stuff, which was awesome, which is true.
Yeah, true.
And then okay, that's it. All right, so go ahead. Whoever else was going to say something.
As I was getting ready to say, I don't know if it's because I'm a brother or whatnot, but Keegan was the man in Hivebusters.
Yeah.
Keegan was the man. Like Leslie drove me nuts in that game.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was ready for some more conversation. Okay, all right.
I had a different question for a little bit before we get past this subject that I got to ask that goes back to Fable. But yeah, I was just coming in to quickly say Keegan was the man.
Okay, cool. Okay, you can ask your question. Only thing I want to say before we move on, and then you can say what you want to say, and if anybody want to interact, that's fine. But for me, I want Gears, especially if they're going to implement more of the Unreal Engine 5, especially with Gears 1, because you remember in Gears Ultimate, they had to redo that whole game. So if you can redo that game in Unreal Engine 5, Lord have mercy, get a whole different gaming dynamic behind the Gears collection. Then if the movie situation is true, where some people are thinking it may be Kratos, other people are thinking maybe that The Rock is going to be playing as Dom, and then you got Batista as Marcus, and then you might have I can't think of the other dude that plays Peacemaker, as John Cena as the other character that's a part of the Gears, and then you could have Cole be whoever, Terry Crews or whatever the case may be. Then that sets up beautifully. Fable, I can see it 100%. I can see that too. But for me, I think that Xbox wants to have that 1-2 punch, just like Sony has their 1-2 punch right now with Horizon for Horizon series and with God of War. And to me, Fable could definitely do that. Fable is godly, but I just don't know if Fable is that game. Gears, I think, would really, really, really get people to the yard. I don't know. So, anybody got anything to say about that, or?
Yeah. I like that. Maybe let's end the topic on this right here. If no one else has anything to say, but I just like to point out two quick things. The first thing is that I think that we're all in agreement that we kind of want it to be Gears. This this whatever remake this is. I like to point out that when this rumor did come out, you had Tom Warren tweeting about, oh, I can see the gears turning on this one, so all indications is that it's going to be Gears. And let's not forget that fans like me, and I'm sure a lot of other people listening and maybe even on this panel, were tweeting at Microsoft like maybe a year ago asking for that Marcus Phoenix collection. So Microsoft's track record, they kind of want to do what their fans are asking for. So there's a good indication for that. But to just end with what Mooch was saying about the DLC, right? The reason that it hit with me is because, again, going back to the original trilogy, you guys remember that DLC that was dropped? I think with Gears 3 Ram Shadow, where it told they introduced these new characters and they also gave you the storyline from General Ram's point of view. For me personally, that DLC Hivebusters reminded me of that. So I was going in with that mentality, and I thought that they told such a good, cohesive story for that short 2-3 hours that's really why it resonated with me, and it reminded me of that DLC that came out with Gears 3, and that's all. That's the only two final points I wanted to make on that.
Okay.
My final point was then, does anybody have any answer at all for that so-called Fable leak that was supposed to happen last year that never happened?
I remember
that.
that.
No, it could definitely happen. Yeah, no, I mean it could. Look, Xbox can fuck around right now because to where they're positioned. Like, Xbox is in a whole nother level, right? Like, I don't think anybody on this panel can object. Xbox is in a whole nother position, and they can actually drop both. They can drop because we do know Fable is coming, and there is going to be a lot of new Fable fans coming into the fray. But there's also Gears. Gears has been in a position like I never accepted, and I will not accept. And Mooch will probably be gone when we get into that topic, because I want to get into something else, because I want to pick Mooch's brain about the acquisitions. But I will never get into this whole topic about Halo was falling off. Halo has never fallen off. Halo 5 got criticized. Halo 5 was in a bad position because of the story aspect of it. That is true. You know what? Hashtag save lock. I'm always going to be on that level. But the point of the matter is Halo 5 broke records. What we're going to be talking about here later after this, because I do want to talk to Mooch and Addict, because I don't know how long these guys are going to stay, is about the whole Activision situation. So to me is Gears is in a position to where I felt that they were in that category to where people can make that distinction of saying, well, you know what, this is just not the same as what I remember, because Gears 1, 2, and 3 did hit so hard. Gears 4 was a huge step back from what Gears 5 was. Gears 5 was going in the right direction, but because the way that gamers feel about gaming, you know what I'm saying, they feel like 4 and 5 is put together. I feel that just 4 was that game that kind of set Gears back for a little bit, and 5 is kind of, and then Hivebusters is setting it forward. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts about it. But Sir X-Man, you said you missed a super chat about my collection. Sir, I looked through it. I didn't see anything about your collection. I read anything about what you just said. I just did not see it. I seen what 108 and what you posted earlier. And
he said he would love a Project Gotham Racing collection.
Oh, I did not. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't know why I don't see it, but I did not see it. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, yeah. Project. Listen, this is the thing. I would love. I've never played Project Gotham Racing. I've never played it. I at that time I was PlayStation deep, hardcore. I didn't know anything about that game. Only thing I knew about was about the Midnight Club, Need for Speed, and Gran Turismo, and so forth, like Blur and all the rest of the, you know what I'm saying, Split Second and things like that. I never played that game. So I would love for them to, if they had the opportunity, to try to bring Gotham Racing back. I've heard Z talk about it. I've heard everybody talk about that game at that time. I never gave that game a chance. I didn't have an OG Xbox at that opportunity. So I would love for them to do that. But again, here we go. So I don't know, Sir X-Man. So thank you, D, for setting that straight, because I can't see it. I've been looking for it. I've been looking for it ever since he posted to me. Because he texted me. Sir X-Man texted me. He's like, "Hey, bro, I sent you some shit. You better read it." So anyway. All right. So let's go on. I'm gonna move straight on to the next topic, because and I'll get to the other topic later. But I want to talk about this Activision Call of Duty situation. I mean, this Activision Microsoft Xbox situation right here. Because I cannot wait to get your expertise on this. So my question to you, and I'm going to go to you first, Ms. K. Okay, Xbox has the leverage at this point in time, right? Like there's no question. I mean, there's people that went out to the president. They went to President Biden, try to ask him, "Hey man, can you stop this and all this and all?" Like there's petitions and there's all this other crazy shit going on, and that's bananas. But in all actuality, this deal is going to go through. What should Xbox do? Should Xbox go ahead and allow, after these 3 games, to abide to the contract, go forward, which is Call of Duty in 2022, Call of Duty in 2023, and Warzone 2020, Warzone 2, that will all be going on in within the next 2 years. Should you think that Xbox should go ahead and just say, "Look, nah, we're going to go ahead and keep this exclusive"? Or should you think that they should have negotiations with Sony? And if they do have negotiations with Sony, what do you think Xbox should ask Sony in that process to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation? What is your thoughts, Ms. K?
A loaded question.
It is a loaded question. It's a big question. It's a big question.
Well, Michael, as me, I know
you don't care, but yeah, I mean, what do you think?
No, I mean, I think as a business, they're in it to make money.
Right.
So if they keep that as the focus, then they're gonna have to. It probably would behoove them to, if they want to continue to make money. The way I see business, as a consumer, I'm not a business owner or nothing like that. But if they just want to continue to make money, then make that money. Now, I don't know if they're thinking that maybe they're going to have certain things exclusive to Microsoft, I mean, to the Xbox. Maybe I don't know if they're looking to do that. But I think after that contract, why wouldn't they leave it on, PlayStation? There may be some stipulations to it, and they can probably negotiate that part, but I don't think they're going to stop the money that they can make.
All right.
So that's just how I see it as a consumer. I'm, like I said, I'm not a business owner or nothing like that. So
well, no, I don't think. I mean, a lot of us aren't. You know what I'm saying? But I just look at it from the standpoint of where a lot of people, they ask this question because there are Xbox gamers out there that's like, look, treat Sony how Sony treats everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Keep Call of Duty once this deal is implemented. Keep it away from PlayStation. Wow. You know what I'm saying? The hell away, the hell with them. They did this with Spider-Man. They did this with other properties. So, and then also when they had the marketing deal with Call of Duty, they kept certain modes away from Xbox. So there are Xbox gamers out there that's saying, look, hey, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Are you in that same category? Or are you like, look, let's just talk business and let's just negotiate?
Yeah, well, that's a way to look at it too. If you kept things away in the past, and karma is something else. I mean, it's gonna hit them anyway. Whether it's with Call of Duty or other properties. Think about it. Just think about what they acquired. I mean, they can pretty much do whatever they want to do at this point, when everything goes through. Because I really believe it's gonna go through. But it's what they say is chess, not checkers.
Absolutely.
Microsoft is gonna be very strategic and smart about what they do. At least I feel like they are. Should they keep it away from Sony? I mean, hey, that's who's to say that they won't, but I don't know. I think
okay, but let me ask you as a
about the money.
Okay, well let me ask you as a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want Microsoft to do that?
I could care less. I got it all.
Oh,
I know that's right.
I got PC, I got the Series X, I got PlayStation 5, I got it all.
Everything nice.
Let's talk about it. Shit.
I'm gonna play it anyway. It don't make no difference to me as a consumer.
So if Microsoft said, "Hey, man, we're gonna be cold blooded,"
it don't matter.
All right.
I'm all right.
Okay.
I'm still.
All right.
I still can play the game.
Okay.
So
All right.
I just feel sorry for people that's just sticking to one platform.
Gang.
Yeah.
So we talked about this on Crossfire, and I like where Mr. K is coming from. I just there's a few things you said though that they have to have an asterisk because your point's not wrong.
Talk to me, Mooch, because I mean, I was gonna go to Addict first, but I mean, go ahead, Mooch. I know because you ain't got that much time.
I ain't gonna speak for Addict, but me and Addict have had this discussion for a few weeks now, so I won't speak for Addict. But I'm curious to hear what he says.
I got some notes for you, but I want you to go ahead and finish your shit. I'm gonna put my readers on for your ass for this one.
It's not an easy just someone's right or someone's wrong. It's not. It's
right.
more convoluted than that. But the thing about it is this. So first things first, Microsoft can do whatever they want. Let's just put that on the table, right? They own it. Period. And do I think the deal's going to go through? Absolutely. So let's just get that out the way.
All right. Good.
But what you asked Miss K at the end. And she thought about it for a second, and now she thought, and the way she answered, she was right. She says, "Well, I got every console. Most people on the panel have all the consoles." But when you said, "Is it best for the gamers?" Kay,
right?
When you're talking about a game like Call of Duty, which currently, as it currently stands today, sells and has the most players on it from PlayStation. When you take a game and Microsoft. Not about whether or not Microsoft can afford it or not. This is not about the bankroll. This is about the longevity and the lifeline of the game. If you take half, if not more than half of the players away from it, it kills the game. So
no. Hold on. Wait a minute. No, go ahead. Keep going. I'm gonna let you finish. All right.
Hold on. Well, take notes now. Listen to me for a minute.
My notes is already ready because I'm gonna throw you off. I'm about to throw you off on some shit.
I only mean take notes because I'm going to go for a second. So,
I preach to us.
So the thing about it is the longevity and the health of the game. And I'm a Call of Duty fan, okay? And I play it I would say probably 90% of the time I play it on Xbox, okay? But hear me out. I still love the fact that when I want to jump into a game, because I got Xbox and PlayStation on there, like the game is the lobbies are chock full. The health of the game is healthy, good. So. The next thing is this. We'll talk about the monetary part of it for a second. Microsoft right now, like with Minecraft, can just enjoy reaping all that money they get off the PlayStation Network. All those people, all 60%, 65% that are now playing majority of that game, Call of Duty specifically, we're talking about, they can enjoy to reap the benefits of that money and sit back and just collect the money while they smoke a cigar. Or they can go ahead and pull it, try to put it on Game Pass, and you got to pray. Now, think about it. We said it contractually obligated. The 2022 and the 2023 game are going to be on PlayStation anyway. Phil's already said enough. So we're talking 2024. That's almost halfway through this console generation. That's a lot of PS5s out there. So you're banking on the fact that if they take a game like Call of Duty, that the 67%, 68% people that are playing on PlayStation 5 right now are going to not only leave PlayStation, but they're going to spend $500 on an Xbox and then $15 a month to play Call of Duty. That's a lot of expecting.
They don't even have to do all that, Mooch. Everyone's got a PC, remember?
Well, everybody in our community on Twitter anyway. I can tell you right now, all my friends that are these casual gamers, all my friends that are casual gamers in air quotes, they don't have a gaming PC. I can promise.
They don't.
And remember that Mooch, you mentioned that $500 price point. It's not $500. It's actually $300 when you think about that Series S.
You gonna let the
you gotta assume too that the majority of
hold on, wait,
the majority of the hold on, let me just say this real quick. Like the majority of the casual market has even transferred consoles. They're still on the last gen.
Has not, but by 2024 they will have. So
and you don't think Microsoft's going to scream from the top of the hills that they have these marketing rights and you think they're going to wait till no, it does matter because regardless if it's 2024 that the contracts are up.
Casual gamer has no idea who Phil Spencer is. My point is,
it doesn't matter, but they know who Xbox is. It doesn't matter if they don't know who Phil Spencer is. You don't think? Hold up, no. You don't think? Let's say that they can't get the marketing, they don't make it exclusive. You don't think that they're going to try their damnedest and most likely succeed about putting this Call of Duty on Game Pass? You don't think that there's going to be a Game Pass commercial? Imagine that this is the marketing for next year. Go into GameStop, pick up a $300 to $500 console, and leave with Call of Duty.
Oh shit!
Or walk into GameStop, walk out with a PS5. I'm a casual gamer. I buy one game a year, spend $70. I'm done instead of $120 paying every month. So which one is it? Like you don't understand. You guys are all thinking that everybody is just the who we talk to on Twitter. That's not everybody. Like everybody, casual gamers buy Call of Duty. Buying Madden Call of Duty is cheaper than what Game Pass is. It is. So that's not necessarily.
Whoa! Rewind that. What did you just say?
If the casual gamer buys 2 to 3 games a year,
right?
Well, Game Pass is $15 a month for the rest of your life.
Okay, all right.
Don't worry about that. They're not in that world. They're not doing what we do.
But it's like I said on Crossfire. The majority of these casual people are paying for Netflix. They're paying for Prime. They're paying for Disney Plus. They already, if anything, the casual
and you want to keep charging them more.
If anything, the casual audience
$15 for your show. Listen, I got news for you. My point being is that you can't
I need to grab my liquor, bro.
Grab it, because
real quick, before you.
Subscription bubble's gonna pop.
It's gonna pop. You've been saying. It's gonna pop in the wrong direction?
Netflix subscriptions are down. It is. Hulu's down.
Where are these numbers? Where are these people saying?
Because we share.
Y'all keep talking about.
Last time I checked, when that what's that TV show that blew the hell up on Netflix earlier this year? What was it?
Oh, that Japanese show.
Yes. Last time I checked, Squid Games that made their numbers score to the ceiling.
And then they dropped like a lead balloon.
Okay, but
you can't. Okay, then show me where it says they dropped like a lead balloon. I want to see a link.
It was just out a couple days ago.
Okay, I don't want it here, but it's just out. I want links.
Well, meanwhile, I got you over here preaching to the choir. You're like, everybody wants a subscription.
No, but the thing is at the end of the day, it doesn't. At the end of the day,
where's your print? Send it to us so we can read it.
You're the one saying that they're dropping. I didn't say anything like that. The person making making the claims proves themselves right, not the other way around.
Well, the way that I see this going,
Hey, Megan didn't come here.
All I'm saying.
All I'm saying. The one that's throwing that.
Hold on. I'm about to make me some soup because my throat's all I'm saying.
Oh shit. Are we about to have some boots?
Is regardless how it goes with Netflix, you can argue that the casual audience is used to paying for Spotify. They're used to paying for Netflix. They're used to paying for Prime. They're used to paying for Peacock, whoever has that damn shit. They're used to paying for Disney Plus. I'm just saying that the majority of the casual are more used to subscription than the hardcore audience that we have in this audience right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody's bringing the fire, and I think everybody's making great points. And K Mega, if I can kind of interject here,
please.
I do see everybody's points, and Miss K.
While everybody's looking at these hot ass graphics from Halo Infinite. Okay, keep going.
So there's, I mean, this is a loaded question, right? This is the hot subject, obviously going on right now. Is Call of Duty gonna be an exclusive? Microsoft has a lot to think about, right? Because of all the points that everybody's mentioned. But there is one thing that you said, K-Mega, in the beginning, and that's that they do have leverage when this deal comes through. You know, they are going to have all the leverage, and and we all have to kind of agree that they're going to use that leverage to get something out of this from PlayStation. What that is, I have no idea. It could be that they reduce the percentage of from 30% to 15%. DLC, there's going to be a break on that. I don't know how Microsoft takes advantage of this, but one of the things that that I will say that maybe I haven't heard a lot of people say, and that's that Microsoft, they're going to go in with a plan A, B, C, D, E, right? Worst case scenario, they walk in, Phil has a meeting, with Jim Dance moves Ryan. And all of a sudden,
I need to kind of get out of the dance, but I'm gonna throw my Spider-Man dancing guy. Let's go.
And Ryan comes out and doesn't want to make a deal. He doesn't like what Microsoft is pitching. So you know what? Phil just says, sorry, we can't make this work. You don't think Phil already thought of Plan B, going to Nintendo and saying, hey, you guys want that Call of Duty mobile on the Switch to make up some revenue? Now I do admit that Mooch brings up a great point. And I'm sorry, Addict, I'll let you finish because I know you guys got to go soon. He does bring up a great point, though, about the community aspect of Call of Duty. It is a global brand. It has a lot of players. So I do see how, with everything that Microsoft has done throughout these last 2 years to bring that goodwill to gamers, for them to kind of leave a bad taste in the mouths of those Call of Duty players that own a PlayStation or maybe a PC only, I kind of see there where they may be a little hesitant. And those are my points, and I'll let everybody else finish.
Look, hold on, let me see something real quick.
Look,
at the end, Mooch knows it's all jokes. Mooch, you can stop.
Yeah, no, it's all love
and everything. It's fine. It's fine.
Right.
We do.
My argument wasn't even regardless. I feel like even if Netflix's subscriptions is going down, which I don't believe that being the case, because like they've had nothing but hit shows the past couple. Look, subscriptions go down and up depending on what the hell is going on. If Netflix got 3 months of dry shit, it's going down. When it picks up, it goes up. It's just kind of how the gaming industry is. When you have hot ass games, they go up. If you don't have nothing for 8 months like Xbox did, sometimes they go down. But at the end of the day, the thing is Microsoft doesn't need Sony's money. I don't think that when it comes. Microsoft isn't having this concept. If PlayStation gets Call of Duty, it was strictly because I think Microsoft is very nervous on being open if they're going to make that an exclusive or not. Because think right now, there's a great chance that deal is going through. But there's a chance that if they start making statements or even remotely pushing the needle towards they're making everything exclusive, maybe that's when people over there in the governments are like, you know what? That might be a little bit too much. We're not going to let that happen. Regardless if that could happen or not, there is a reason that Phil Spencer is wording everything weird as hell, because he knows that until they get that studio and they own all that shit, they're going to be as cryptic as possible. And at the end of the day, losing COD, like K-Mega, the worst case scenario for Xbox is Call of Duty's dating Game Pass.
Right,
that's the worst case scenario.
The worst case scenario.
Because at the end of the day,
that's a great scenario.
Because at the end,
it's okay. I just sent you. I can't. For some reason, I pushed the wrong button in Discord, and then it goes to like everybody. I can't send it to everybody.
No. You sent it to me. I got it right here.
Because at the
Addict and everybody, so they can see it's Netflix's lowest years since 2015.
Okay. All right. So hold on. Defend yourself before, because Addict.
I ain't finished.
Addict ain't finished, but I'm about to slaughter this. But go ahead, please.
My standpoint when it comes to the Call of Duty thing is I don't think Microsoft sees Call of Duty as just a way to get people in subscriptions. I don't think they care if it's exclusive or not. I think they're really aiming for. I don't even think they're aiming for the mobile market. I think that's a side piece. Like, I think they're aiming for that PC market. They want that BattleNet client because I think they're going to use that. They want that Diablo being in Game Pass day and date. They want that Overwatch because regardless, what's funny is people act like Overwatch is like so small. Overwatch is fucking huge. It's just they've been hit for a while because they having nothing new coming out for Overwatch. Like the fact that there's a realm where Overwatch 2 is exclusive on the Xbox platform is massive. Like, so what if Microsoft loses Call of Duty? And I don't think it's losing. I think they might make Call of Duty because like K-Mega. Yeah. Imagine after a couple years of your friends and you play in Call of Duty crossplay, and a couple years of you getting Game Pass subscription, and that's how you getting Call of Duty, and they paying $70 every year.
Right?
They're gonna get tired of that shit.
They're gonna get tired of it. Right?
So me and Addict got into our thing. So I want to say one thing else. I want to say Console has a problem here because I believe K Mega was leading the witness Miss K down the wrong road, by the way, too.
Oh, okay. Well, please allude
I'm here to defend Miss K. Because what happened was K Mega, you said, and you gave examples. You said where Sony's buying. What did you say? Sony's buying Insomniac and taking away. Spider-Man's not on. First of all, the companies, the developing teams that Sony's bought, have always made Sony games. So that's one thing. So they never really took a game.
Hold on. So now we're going to get into the organic talk. Is that what
it's not organic? It's
whoa! Because I mean,
real quick.
Playground games. Look, I told you guys in the chat. I told you guys.
The thing about it is Bethesda was a third-party publisher. Microsoft is now taking Elder Scrolls and taking games like Fallout that were
so Naughty Dog wasn't before Sony bought them?
Naughty Dog wasn't. Me and you were like 8 years old.
8?
I mean,
no,
come on.
Okay, hold on, bro.
Let's relevant. You know what I mean? We can't talk about
2001. I wasn't 8 years old when Sony picked up.
Mooch has a point. Mooch
years ago.
Mooch has a point.
Hold on.
Mooch has a point when it comes to the org.
Naughty Dog made like little independent games. Like, I mean, they didn't make the games that they are when they acquired them. And when you talk about Insomniac games, Insomniac was always hired by Sony to make the games that you guys all love. They didn't make anything except for Sunset Overdrive, which didn't work out well, unfortunately, for Xbox. And that was the only game. What I'm trying to say to you...
Okay, so Insomniac got bought in 2019, but that's organic?
What?
That's organic? 2019? That's one of those stupid-ass organic logic talks?
Look, K-Mega at PlayStation. K-Mega, at the end of the day, he's got a point there.
Okay,
they did work with these. Hold on, because when you work with a company that long, you know what's going on. But here's my thing: you could use that if it was like Activision before they're being bought by Microsoft or Ubisoft. Look, I'm willing to bet.
What about Turn 10?
The majority, when you're a publisher, when you're a console manufacturer, you have pretty much raised all these companies on your platform from day one. There is reports that Microsoft sent their own people to help Bethesda port Morrowind and to port. I think it was either Morrowind or Oblivion. And Mooch, I guarantee you, if we look this up, you're going to see dozens of stories for every platform. So, like, I get it. Sony has done a better job helping. Sony, hold up. Sony has done a better job nurturing these studios. But Microsoft and Sony has nurtured all of these studios on their platform for decades.
Talk about it. No, Mooch. Hold on now. Stop. Let me break. I gotta
let him finish. Let Mooch finish. Finish.
So he can be wrong, so I can kill him. Go ahead, Mooch. Go ahead and say what you gotta say, so I can kill you right here.
I'm not saying Addict's wrong, but you got to hear what he's saying. He's saying that Microsoft sent over people to assist with certain games. Microsoft didn't go and buy that team. They bought all the teams. Do you understand?
I get this, but hold on. No, hold on. Addict, Mooch. Hold on. Everybody on this panel. Hold on, everybody on this panel, please. This is GRG. This ain't anybody else. Hush. Let me finish. This is my point right here. I had these notes waiting for this fucking organic bullshit from the get. No. It's even before that, right? Okay, so here I got the notes, right? Like, so when anybody want to come out here and try to make this point about, oh, well, it's a monopoly. Okay, well, let me just make this point about here. Okay, no. I got you. You didn't say that. But for those that want to say this, let me go ahead and make this point to you. Sony went ahead and bought Funimation. They bought all these other entities for $1.2 billion in the anime space, and that is the biggest and largest space where anime comes from. And nobody said that was a monopoly. Okay, so but that's
going on.
I think the only other big anime provider right now is Netflix, isn't it?
Right. That's it now.
But that's a video game.
Because Sony got it, but that's irrelevant. Let's get to the point, right? Okay. So Naughty Dog was purchased in 2001.
Right.
Okay. When did Sony first drop on the scene? Please.
What was it? PS1 was what?
2003, 2004?
Was it?
I'm sorry. 1993, 1994, right? Okay. So Sony was already established in 1993, 1994. Okay, so right. So they went ahead and they purchased Naughty Dog in 2021. Insomniac, right? Like everybody want to keep talking about this organic growth. They picked up people. They picked up Insomniac in 2019. Insomniac has been working and putting games on PlayStation since the day that PlayStation was out there putting games out there. So again, 2019. We're talking about over 20 some years. That's not organic growth. Let's keep going. No, please. Hush. Let me finish.
Who said organic though?
No. I'm talking about organic growth because this is one of these things where people are trying to make these stupid ass these indications about Sony is over here building these studios from the ground up.
But you know what I'm saying?
I got you. But let me finish.
Single-handedly, what Sony's teams that they've
Sucker
bought
Punch,
3 years.
2011.
Listen, everybody's buying everybody.
No. But I'm saying Guerrilla Games. No, stop. Let me finish.
What is Sony taking away from Xbox
2005?
Nothing.
What are you talking about?
What did Microsoft take away from the Sony platform? Potentially about 5 to 7 major titles.
No, that's only because Sony.
And I hope it's more.
No, that's bullshit. Because let me make this point to you. Because yeah, you don't know. Because the point of it is that what I'm trying to make.
I'm right.
That's what overall. Let me keep just making these numbers. Okay, so Guerrilla Games in 2005, Santa Monica in 1999. The only game that Santa Monica has made and that's this so-called organic growth, is God of War. And then you have Ready at Dawn in 2005. You have all these other. You have you have Bluepoint, which is that has been a part of Sony and been putting a part of what Sony has been doing since the early 2000s, right? So again, organic growth from what people have been talking about, like, Horizon Zero Dawn is organic growth. It came from, they bought that studio in the early 2000s. It wasn't in the 90s when they had other studios that let them go.
The studio didn't make nothing yet. Nothing on the table. They just bought a talented team that they saw potential in.
I think what K-Mega's saying is all they did in the past is invest in the studios. Like,
right.
I think
as Xbox
I agree with them to a
doing.
point. Hold up, Mooch. I do agree with them on the point that if true organic growth is buying a studio and nurturing it up. And I think what he's saying is like all they did was just invest into them, and they were the one actually growing their studio.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like okay, like 343 Studios, right? Like or Industries. That is a studio that is built in between Xbox and Microsoft, right? For
and
the Halo. Well, no, some Bungie. Most of the Bungie people went over to 303. Right?
Originating was Bungie.
Right. But they went. No. Not Microsoft. But 343 went they built their own studio.
But I'm trying to say to you, though, in the long
Turn
run,
10 did the same thing. So how is it different from Sony when people say organic? Organic when it's the same thing.
Listen, you're actually proving my point.
Okay,
Turn
go ahead.
10
Explain.
didn't make anything for PlayStation. So when Turn 10 got acquired by Microsoft, it was no harm, no foul. They didn't take anything from PlayStation. What I'm saying is these newly acquired publishers are taking games away from PlayStation.
Okay, so I'm listening to somebody that's in the chat right now that's saying all Xbox did was buy hot talent. So Sony didn't buy hot talent? They did.
Yeah,
I will say one thing, Mooch. I agree with you when it comes to the natural talent thing. When it comes to like nurturing stuff to a point, I do understand where K Mega's coming from. I don't agree with the like just because the studio's bought, it didn't take away games. Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying it takes away games. I'm talking about Mooch. I'm talking about Mooch. Like when they bought Insomniac, we're never getting a Sunset Overdrive 2.
Didn't want it.
Well, you don't know that. For all you know.
How many more years did he have to wait to make his mind up?
Look, man, all I know is when the money was open, maybe if Insomniac wasn't bought, they would have invested into a sequel. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. Let's use Spider-Man as an example. Sony used the relationship they had with Disney and the fact that they had Spider-Man to leverage themselves to get Spider-Man that's always been a multi-plat for decades.
Also had a lot of say on Spider-Man, let's be honest.
Oh my God.
Who did?
Who had Sony and who gave the engine for PlayStation?
Look, I think hold on. My God. I think when they did the original deal,
you're going down the wrong hole.
When they did the original deal, they negotiated for Spider-Man, and then when they did the sign up when they're about to take Spider-Man out of the MCU, I guarantee you Sony leveraged that to get Wolverine exclusive to their platform.
Yes,
because they had the rights to Sony to Spider-Man in movies, and Disney wants Spider-Man in their movie.
But my point is why is it okay for Sony to leverage stuff like that to take off stuff that's always been multiplied for decades? Why is it okay for Sony to talk to Square Enix and take Final Fantasy off the Xbox when that's been on there for a decade?
Let me answer your question.
Okay.
Because Microsoft can still pick up the phone and do a business deal with Square Enix. Here's the thing. Sony can't stop. Sony can't pick up the phone and do a deal with Bethesda. That's the difference. So what you're upset about is stop. You guys are upset that Sony took a game away. The Sony fans
not a game. It's not a game.
It's not a game. It's more than that.
A game. It's a game per publisher.
No,
it's a lot of games.
It's more than that. It's more than that.
It's more than that.
Look. The reason why. Okay. Well, hold on, Mooch. I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say because I know that you gotta go. You gotta go in here in a minute, please.
I know.
Let me make my point. Okay, this is why I feel that this is why Microsoft has all the leverage, and this is why Sony has to play. And that's this reason right here. It's because, okay, all right, so you're going to nickel and dime me to get all the Square Enix games or the Final Fantasies to be exclusive on PlayStation and Persona and even Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But
Microsoft thing with Mass Effect and BioShock, and they did it before. They just don't want to play that game anymore.
No. Microsoft is like, you know what? Fuck around. Fuck this. I am not dealing with the second and third party anymore.
Right.
I'm not dealing with that bullshit anymore because the second and third party has failed Microsoft through the Xbox One generation. I know you're going to have to agree with me with that because
I do, but they didn't in the 360 generation.
Because the 360 was the darling of the generation.
No, because Microsoft opened up their wallet. Now Microsoft's got a different approach, so it's a different spending tactic. But
no. Absolutely not. Listen.
Sony,
everybody, because what
Sony, let Mooch finish.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Sony is doing the same tactic that happened in the 360. They haven't changed anything. They're doing the same old school tactic. Now, what I agree with UK is that Microsoft is getting sick and tired of dealing with this middle ground stuff. So you know what they're doing? They're like, screw it. We'll just buy the whole thing. But the problem with that is then there's no coming to a table or negotiating or who's got more money at the table to talk Square Enix or Capcom.
Oh, that's not right. That's not right.
Well, hear me out, though. Hear me out for a second.
Please.
Square Enix makes a game, whether you like the game or not. Sony outbids, gets the Final Fantasy stuff. Okay. Microsoft could come in the very next year at the next Square Enix game, outbid Sony, take it exclusive for Microsoft. See, they can go back and they can go forth. You might not like what Sony did, and I agree with you. That's fine. I'm not defending Sony. But right now, when you go and buy the publisher and you buy the 80 teams under them, no longer can Sony pick up the phone to negotiate anything.
So it's debatable.
I say good.
Go ahead, Addict.
Damn, that's fine. That's good. But hear me. At the end of the day, you will eventually, we are looking at the thing we are doing right now is we are applauding. I don't applaud Sony or Microsoft taking everybody. I don't.
What?
And neither should you.
But I can kill
as a consumer.
Nurturing. I can kill this. I can kill this right now.
Teams that own everybody.
Kill it right now.
Or three teams if you include Tencent.
So what you're saying is obviously Sony nurtures more studios. They're doing it the correct way. Then explain to me why they were in a bidding war for all those studios that own Warframe. They try to do the exact same thing. But the only difference is Microsoft don't get outbid because they do the highest bid.
Right. And on top of that, like, look, that was my main point of talking about it, like, with the whole animation thing. Like, there's no monopoly being talked about how Sony has dominated the anime space by buying all of the assets that's there. Even Sony.
Microsoft tried to buy Discord. Microsoft bought Teams. Microsoft wanted to buy TikTok. So, you got to stop with the anime stuff.
No. I can't stop with it because because people will.
I don't know where you're going with the anime stuff.
No. Hold on. Let me finish this. Because of the fact is that people wanted to be purchased by Sony with all the anime stuff. Activision wanted to be purchased. They went to Microsoft.
Actually, they went to Facebook first.
No, they went.
Yeah, they went to Facebook first.
They went to
regardless of where they went to, if they went to Facebook or if they went to Microsoft second, they didn't go to Sony.
But it's like Addict said. Microsoft has the money. They're always going to win a bidding war. That's not even a That's not even a topic.
But why is nobody going after Sony about the anime situation? That's my whole point about it. Is that look, I am not saying that Sony is a monopoly. I'm not. I'm saying that though others out there that was upset about Sony purchasing all this anime. Funimation, Crunchyroll, everything else that was a part of it. That was my argument. Was that like? Look,
I can't help you with that. I mean, if they, that's
business. So I'm not against it. But why are people upset up in arms about the activation?
I agree.
The activation situation.
Okay, here, let me agree. I can't say too much longer, but I do want to agree with you there.
Yeah.
Like that was my point to Ham. Is like, I don't want anybody to lock everything down because that's just not good for us. It's not. I don't want Sony to get all these either.
I want to see the world burn. So Microsoft buy everything.
Right.
Well, see, see. My thing is, I don't want Microsoft to buy everything, but like after last generation, they felt that smack. So right now, I'm looking for them to get something where they can, constantly kind of have enough devs, enough publishers, get some games out constantly. Like that's what I'm looking for. And this Call of Duty thing, I can't wait to get to it.
Right.
I've been waiting.
Right. No, the whole point of this whole we're talking about it now, right? Like the whole point of this is that's what I'm making, is that it's not about it's even bigger than this, because Sony gots to play the game, because it's not Sony exclusives that are number one. It is Call of Duty. It is the Maddens. It's the NBA 2Ks. So what negotiations will they provide for Xbox? And what I said, and which I feel that is the situation where it's ultimate for Xbox to get out of this bullshit for what Sony's been doing by going over and stepping over the line of, to this point of where they tried to kill Sega. They can't do this with Xbox. And so this is the reason why I'm saying, like, okay, Persona. We want these Persona games to be on Xbox. We want these Final Fantasy games to be on Xbox. We want the Guilty Gears and and these other fighters to be on Xbox. Are you going to play ball with us, Sony? Or are you going to sit here and keep playing this bullshit? Because if you're not,
they ain't playing ball.
Then if you're not playing ball, then we're going to take away your number one assets, and your new number one will be NBA 2K. That's great, but you know where your toast is buttered. And that's where, that's my point that I'm making. Yeah.
And that's totally fine.
Microsoft just needs to buy Take-Two. Fuck it.
Well,
fuck it.
See what Addict said. That's what Kay said. I don't have a problem with. What Addict said, I do. Because why not just? What we should just do Monday morning? Just buy everybody.
The damn straight. That's what I'm saying.
If they want to be bought, what's the problem?
I'm joking. I don't want them to buy everything.
No.
The reality is that it's Sony. We all got to be real here with Sony. They had to, throughout the years, be really strategic with their purchases, and they want if they want to kind of sugarcoat it and say it's organic and all that sales pitch and all that. That's all fine and dandy. But the bottom line is that Microsoft, what's their superpower? It's their wallet. Why do people pretend that Xbox hasn't worked with Activision for 20 years? Like if Activision just started is a company that just started 5 years ago. There's a relationship there.
There's a relationship there, but every time your Call of Duty doesn't work, or Warzone's frozen, or you lost your last skin that you bought, do you ever go, "Damn you, Microsoft"? No, you blame Raven Software, or you blame Infinity Ward. So they're helping, but they're not there.
Hold on. Let me stop this. Miss K, she said she has to go. She has to do some things. Miss K, please let everybody know where they can find you at. I'm sorry, Miss K. You know what I'm saying? The heat of the battle, but it was great. I'm going to hit you up again. Where can everybody find you at before you leave out of here?
Twitch 219 Gary IND. Because I don't have Twitter anymore, so I'll stream from here and there. But I enjoy it. I'm gonna tune back in. I just gotta run out and do what I gotta do.
No. Go ahead, take it out. God bless you. God bless you.
It was nice meeting everybody, though. I had fun.
Take care.
I gotta take off too, but
all right, cool.
I just got. My ending statement is Microsoft buy everything. I want to see more meltdowns. I want to see more Twitter attacks. Like buy everything, and then I'm not happy until I see that God of War on a Microsoft stage. I'm joking. I'll talk to you.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, Addict.
My closing statement is I want Microsoft to buy everything as well, so that we have continued podcast support of unlimited topics for the next 7 years. There you go.
Oh, my God. Okay, so Mooch, I know that you're going to have to get out of here pretty soon, so go ahead. I just don't agree. Now, I do want to push back on you.
I like that you don't agree. I think
it's crazy, though.
I think parts of what listen, it's not that one side or the other is crazy. I really don't.
No.
I'm crazy.
It's just that when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, I have no problem. I have no problem with Microsoft grabbing Activision. I'm going to sound like what Miss K said earlier. I play Call of Duty on Xbox. That's where I play. I've always played there. That's really not going to change. Do I play sometimes the campaign on PlayStation 2? Sure. I grab it there as well. But that's not the point. Right. So I don't have a problem with this personally or business-wise. But where I start to get worried, because when we had this talk on Crossfire and our conversation went one way, we went a different way, was that now Sony sees what they're doing, right? Whether Sony had intended to buy Square or Capcom or whatever, you guys fill in the blank, they're eventually going to have to, not just for IP, but for developer talent. Right. There's only some talent out there. So now Sony goes, let's just say hypothetically, Sony goes and buys a Square Enix and a Capcom. Nowhere near the Activision purchase, but hear me out. Now you have Microsoft, Tencent, and others saying, guess what? If we're going to stay in this game, boy, looks like everyone's getting scooped up. So we're going to go from all of these teams that everyone on the panel has loved, adored, and enjoyed. All these now they're going to be owned by predominantly Tencent, Microsoft, and Sony, and predominantly Microsoft and Tencent. So my point is that, and it sounds like, and I know everyone in the chat here, Kay, I know, believe me, nobody knows. I used to have a very big Xbox channel as well. Now I like to have both. I like to have both sides of the conversation because I don't think one is doing one better than the other.
No,
but a lot of people in the chat here, they're like, Mooch, shut up. It's like, dude, it's not. First of all, nobody on this panel sees one red cent. It's not about that.
No,
I just say I've been gaming since the 80s. Kay, I think you're with me.
70s, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let you. You can trust me on that one. I just myself personally think that we've always had so much talent out there, and let people do it. And I feel like when you put them all under an umbrella, and then you also throw the fact that I know this is
small correction. I see one red cent.
Oh, what up, Don?
There's the Don. But I mean, like whenever it was done. But whenever you have and then you have the pressures of you got to get things out in Game Pass. They want things to pump out. Like I understand. People say it's not a big deal. That's fine. I think after time, if everybody's absorbed by these 2 or 3 companies, I don't think it's great. I'd much rather, and I know the other side of it. I've heard Don's argument too, I believe, and other smaller independent developers that have talked, and they say, listen, now is a beautiful time to be an independent developer because you know what? Look at games like Among Us and look at games like Fall Guys. You don't have to have a $1 trillion budget to have a hot game that's picked up, which is great. It is great. But the minute you do have a hot game and you do get your first lucky million, guess what happens? Microsoft, Tencent, and Sony are knocking on your door ready to scoop you up. And listen, some people love that. Some people don't, and that's the thing. And I don't mean some people, me. I mean some developers, some companies. Some companies want to be absorbed. Some don't. And when you're in the market where you're not part of the crew, when everybody's doing it, who knows how that's going to affect the industry and how it affects games and how it affects us our enjoyment of video games. That's all the unknown right now. But it isn't something that I think we should all stand up and hope that Sony and Microsoft and Tencent buy everybody.
That's not what my point of it is.
I don't think anybody really wants that. I just think that they want some competition.
Okay. Let me finish this point for Mooch, and then
that's my only
everybody
thing.
else to say this. No. This is it though. Sony has been that habitual line stepper. They did this to kill Sega, and they tried to do the same thing with Microsoft. It's just that the whole point of the matter is that Microsoft has got a hell of a lot more money, and now they got belief into what they're doing going forward into the gaming space. And so that reason alone is that, look, if Sony sits there and acquire studios, I'm all for that. Good. I don't want PlayStation to go away. I've been a fan of PlayStation since PlayStation came out in 1993, when I heard about PlayStation in 1983, and when I bought a PlayStation 1 in 1995. The point of this is that PlayStation has been playing games for so long about keeping IPs away from their competitors in order for them to be. I know that, but Sony has been notorious of it. Microsoft is like, fuck them. Oh no, they have notorious. That's what kills.
Nintendo and
That's why
Sega did it in the 80s.
They've done this to
and it
Nintendo.
happened right through every
Xbox is not
decade.
having it. They're just not having it no more.
They don't have to have it, and they're not having it. But you're sitting here saying shun and damn Sony for what they did. Now Microsoft's doing it, and you're like, somebody get me an applause track.
Sony is.
I'm just saying, 2-year exclusivity. Like all these long year exclusivities where the game isn't even like that exciting by the time you get it anymore. Like that's not a new thing. And Sony's been doing it for a long time, keeping games away from
Microsoft
Xbox.
is buying studios. They're not trying to keep away games from there.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, then you know that Microsoft did the exact same thing to Sony.
No.
Yes, they did.
How?
Mass Effect, they kept for over a year. BioShock, they kept for over a year. There's a bunch.
They did, but what would be the difference?
So you're mad that Xbox fought back, is what you're saying? Like I'm not saying that you're literally mad. I'm just saying they had to compete.
So 360 does the clap back, and so you're saying that's okay. So Xbox is like, fuck the middleman. Fuck all that other shit. Let's just go ahead and buy and let's not deal with it no more.
See the problem?
No. What I'm kind of getting at is that, the Xbox One was an obvious generation where Xbox started to fall off a little bit. And
360. Don't start at the Xbox One because that's where you want to start your conversation.
Okay, sure. Wherever you want to start it, the fact of the matter is the same. Xbox started kind of falling down, and they were not happy with Sony constantly getting the first dibs at these exclusives. So now they are at this point where, if you want to run over to me and go on ahead and talk, go on ahead, bro. Go on ahead.
But Ham, the problem you're having, the reason they're making these big acquisitions isn't to get Sony back. It's to fill up Game Pass.
Well, of course. It's just Sony just happens, but your argument is that poor Sony, and I'm not, and I'm saying fuck Sony. Like in that regard, I don't feel bad for any of this. I don't feel bad for any of this.
Can I interject because I still haven't had my turn yet?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I've been kind of listening to both sides, and I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I don't think the points are being understood. I think what's happening right now is Mooch is saying this is what's been happening for years, as far as Microsoft doing what they can to keep whatever. Sony did it heavily last generation, and now we're seeing folks fight back and forth for different franchises and things of that nature. So the first point was that I want to interject when it comes to Insomniac and Sunset Overdrive. Microsoft picked it up because when Insomniac went to Sony, they rejected it. And at that point, they were not a Sony company, so they had the freedom to go to Microsoft, and Microsoft took it. That's the first point. They only were able to make that game because Sony said no, and they had the freedom to do so. If that were to happen today, they'd have nowhere else to go because Sony owns them. Even though they were working with them exclusively, they are officially only working with Sony because they were acquired. The other thing is, with the most recent point, it is true there were things that were kept off of the other platforms during the 360 era. Whether it was deliberate or not, Mass Effect having its thing. The first Saints Row was not on PS3. They only started with Saints Row 2. So that's another example. Not saying it's the best example, but it is what it is. Going to the point of what Microsoft is going to do, part of me, the petty part of me is like, I hope they keep it off. I hope they do whatever. But that's not a feasible, for me, in my opinion, that's not a feasible position to have because, as we've seen, just because I'm not being affected doesn't mean it's still right, if that makes sense. So I don't think Microsoft is going to keep Call of Duty and whatnot off of Sony platforms for now. I think they're going to kill them with kindness. I think it's going to be, y'all can have it, but you're going to pay $60 for it because that's what you do. Because it's ours, we're going to drop it in Game Pass. We're going to drop the base game in Game Pass, they might do a Halo situation where the online is free to play and the campaign you have to pay for, or you get the base game, but the deluxe is a percentage off, whatever the hell. What I think Mooch is saying, and which can 1000% correct me, one point was with Square Enix. Somebody can pick up the phone and be like, yo, give me those exclusive rights to this, that, and the third. And Square Enix can make that decision of who to go with. But if somebody buys Square Enix, you cannot make that phone call because you are under an umbrella because you were acquired.
100%.
I think that's like the bottom line. When you buy a company and all 11 of its subsidiaries, you're the parent company, whatever the hell, those conversations can no longer exist. I don't know what kind of mojo Sony has. I don't know if it's the fact that their consoles had higher numbers, why, the Final Fantasy game, all those other games, I can't, for games that were not Sony, meaning, if I'm not mistaken, Until Dawn, I think it's Supermassive. I don't think they own them. Things of that nature. I'm not sure what Sony is doing, what they're saying, what they're offering. But the fact of the matter is, Microsoft can look them up and be like, oh, they're not owned by Sony. Let's see if we can negotiate. That can only take place because they have the freedom to do so. So that can't take place with Bethesda, ZeniMax. Sony can't touch them at this point, basically, because they don't have anything in place. I want to say Ghostwire is the only thing they have, and Deathloop. But after that, conversation cease.
It's a wrap.
That's all it is. And I understand, like I've said before, people have a tighter microscope, I guess, on Microsoft. They can't fart without it being an issue, and Sony can do what they want. And I've heard people bring up the point of, well, what about Crunchyroll and da-da-da-da. I understand that. At the end of the day, the action that's taking place that people are comparing is that Sony has bought up companies and they're the only ones to provide it. But at the same time, if you look at anime and you look at gaming, which industry makes more money? Anime is not making as much money as gaming is, period. Like that, sure, they bought it up, but I'm aware of Crunchyroll, but I don't use it. And there are a lot of people that may be aware of it. They may use it as an argument, but they don't actually watch anime. I'm not saying nobody does. Obviously, there's a reason why they bought it.
Yeah, 1.2 billion.
Right. There's no other industry that is as big as gaming. None. And when I try to tell people in my family, like, yo, this game is huge, everybody, I hate to say it, as Americans, we all speak money. If I say, oh, Microsoft bought a company, oh, okay. They're like, that's cool. But if I say they bought a company for $67 billion in cash, they know what the hell that means. That's a lot of money. So, I feel like it's kind of going back and forth. Microsoft is kind of having the Windows moment with their systems. 1 year it's good, 1 year it's an issue. Now it's back good with, what they're trying to do with the Series X. I think business-wise, they're going to keep it on PlayStation the same way they did when they bought Mahjong. And not Mahjong, I forgot what it was called. The one that did Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, close.
You're right.
I think they're going to do the same thing because that was also on the Vita. RIP to the Vita. But Minecraft was on every fucking thing. And they're like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let y'all have it. But now I'm getting perks for Minecraft stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Rightfully so.
Right, exactly. I feel like when it's in-house, all right, y'all in the club, you paid your little admission fee, we're going to throw you this real quick. If you're not, part of it, then you got to pay. Which to me, if you think about it, it's not harming PlayStation for COD to drop in Game Pass. It's not. I mean, you could look over the fence, be like, damn, they got that shit for free included. I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep paying it. Some people are like, screw it, I'm not doing that. I'm going to keep my PlayStation. And that's 100% their prerogative to do so. But for some people, they're going to look and be like, I get a deal on Game Pass. I can get it cheaper and still get the games I want. That might be the determining factor. Mm-hmm. It's going to be subtle.
Yep.
They're not going to beat them over the head and say, nope, it's only on Xbox. You got to buy an Xbox and PC. They're not going to do that. they're gonna just drop the seed, like, oh yeah, y'all can have it. That's not a problem. And after a while, I think there's gonna be crossplay enabled. And after a while, they're gonna be like, yo, so you ain't paid for it? You preloaded it? You downloaded it to your system before the game came out? And you can play it day one. It's gonna be those little seeds, how the economy works, the benefits of said economy of being an Xbox gamer. That's gonna be the tail. That's gonna be what's gonna be flipped. And it's going to be an option. You don't have to. You can still play your game however you want to, but just know if you buy that Series S or X, this is what you have to look forward to. So, but that doesn't negate the fact that Sony's done some shady dealings, but Microsoft, I feel like Sony has done micro deals. You know, this little exclusive. We'll throw 200,000 on this little exclusive deal. This little mode, blah blah blah. Microsoft has been getting kicked the last 9 years, and it's kind of passive aggressive if you think about it. Microsoft said, "Fuck it, anybody got time for deals? I'm gonna buy the whole company. Actually, I'll buy all the companies," and that's the difference. Like whether it works in your favor, whether you're just like that's some bullshit, I don't care. That's just what it is. Microsoft is not saying Xbox only gets this mode, Xbox only gets whatever. Their approach is like, trust fund, baby. I'm gonna just buy everything. How about that? You can't touch the shit if I buy everything. And that's just what I see it as. I feel like that's kind of what Mooch was talking about. Like they're just buying it instead of making those negotiations for better or worse. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. Because again, ain't no money going to my account, so I don't really care regardless. But at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, because there are some times I didn't like it, make no mistake, Sony does wheeling and dealing. Whether it's well known or it's quiet, they didn't come out and like, yeah, we went ahead and bought this. Perfect example, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'm still mad about it. They put the murder mystery shit, it was only on Sony. But Sony didn't turn around and buy Ubisoft. And that's the difference. And I want to say, I could be wrong, that's what which point was trying to go to.
As far as you are so spot on, and I'm so glad you got everyone to stop talking because, and if anybody is agreeing with her, that's all I was saying. See, the problem I have a lot when I come on a lot of shows is there's like, that's him, that's Mooch, get him, and it's like, dude, chill out for a minute. I'm not saying anything's bad about what's going on. I'm just saying exactly what Gingy said is exactly what I was saying. You said, I think she said it even better than I did. Because to be honest with you, that's all it comes down to is that they both do the same shady things. You're just not going back far enough, or you're just saying, oh, I'm not going to worry. That's my team, so I'm not looking at that. I don't want to look at that stat sheet. That's my team. Your team did the same thing. It's just, it's the same. But that's my point. That's why I'm not Microsoft. I'm not Sony.
But that's the thing but that's the thing. I'm going even further. Like, because I mean, we're going back to PlayStation 1 compared to the Sega Saturn, Nintendo. Like that. That's what I'm saying. Like Nintendo. Like,
well, if we want to talk about nurturing, though,
been playing this game for a very long time. Like what they're doing to Xbox is just predatory nature at this point. They killed Sega with what they're doing, and so their aspect is like, oh well, Xbox is in a bad position now. Let's go ahead and finish them off. We sit there and put Nintendo in a position to where Nintendo is over here like, oh well, you know what? We're still killing them in Japan, but everywhere else, we'll sit there and wait and bide our time until we can sit there and make our product to where everybody will gravitate to it. Sony wants to dominate everything, and so that's my whole point of why I sit there and I disagree to a certain degree about it, because I know that that's my point of view of it. But no, I agree.
Here's a small point to think about though.
Yeah.
Think about, like you said, going further back. It's been happening for years.
Oh, all the way since Sony came into the game. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Think about the last, I'll say 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That has been the standard. And that's why things are happening the way that they are. Right. That's what you did. We're going to throw some money here, have an exclusive character. What was that damn game? I think it was Soul Calibur. Kratos was in it. So if you had it on a PlayStation, you got Kratos and Soul Calibur. Cool beans. Nothing wrong with that. Just a perk of having the PlayStation. Nothing wrong with that. But that's what it's been as far as a standard. You throw some money, you work some deals, and everything's A-okay. Either people like it, they don't. It happens. The game releases, you move on. This is the first time, and I haven't been a consistent gamer since I was like in my 20s, and could buy my own stuff. This is the first time that I have seen not just, oh, we're making this game and it's exclusive. Resistance, Gears. Now it's a game of we own these things. It may be exclusive. That's a whole different conversation. I've never seen that. So I feel like Sony has been doing, like you said, and everybody does it to some degree. It's like espionage. Every country does it. Every game company has been doing this. The problem is at this point and at this juncture in 2022, Microsoft has flipped the table. We gonna buy shit. Fuck the negotiations. I'm not negotiating shit. I'm gonna just give my checkbook out. I'm gonna wire y'all this money, and I'm going to buy it, and that is different. But first of all, what was that Minecraft people? That was the first. That was light work. What was that? $2 billion?
That was the first. That was the first coup de grace move. Yeah.
And it was like, oh my god.
No, go ahead. Who's gonna say something? Go ahead.
I really gotta go. But this is the last thing I'm gonna say.
All right.
Is I get people's aspect. I've even said it myself. Consolidation is not good. If it's done too much. But I guess like my perspective is it hits close to me because I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. So my mind is, why am I supposed to feel bad on a situation to where
thank you
if you take content from a platform in general, it doesn't matter if you buy the whole damn publisher, if you just make a timed exclusive, then you're just as bad as the person that bought the whole publisher. And that's my mindset. It's like the only difference between Microsoft and Sony is Sony has been going in trying to get massive timed exclusives on a whole publisher. Like, if we got to remember, they got two of Bethesda's like 5 games they're making right now, and they try to get Starfield. So like they're just trying to time exclusive the entire publisher.
Yes,
and that's my thing. Like when it comes to Square Enix, they took Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII Remake 2, the Part 2. They took. Hold on, let me finish real quick.
All right.
They took Forsaken. They took Final Fantasy 16. Like when you keep adding up these games. That's my thing. It's just like, look, Microsoft could easily just go and spend $50 billion and just do a bunch of timed exclusives. It's going to be the same issue. People are going to have issues with it. But the thing is Microsoft got burnt from doing too much second party stuff where they didn't continue the legacy with Rise Son of Rome, with the Dead Rising franchises. They couldn't do anything with any of these franchises because they didn't own the studio. And Microsoft's in that case where we're not having this we're not being put in this position anymore. If you work with us, you're being bought by us.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Addict, a lot of the stuff you're saying, it still isn't there. They've even said with Bethesda and Activision, they're hands off. So they still aren't going to make any decisions. They're just buying them and taking them off Sony. The second part I would say about timed exclusive is this. Like, when I remember Xbox fans were very upset, when Deathloop, and Ghostwire Tokyo are going, now Microsoft owns them, but they're respecting the contracts with Sony. But, people said on the Xbox side, I'll wait a year. Screw it. I'll wait a year. I don't care. And they are. And good for them. They're waiting. Then they're going to get in a game.
That's because those people weren't fans of that franchise in general.
Whatever. We can't speculate about each person that types something. But what I'm saying is that...
No. Come on, Mooch. If you hype for a game, you don't give it.
Wait a minute.
Two shits for that platform.
You're missing my point. You guys are going right into fandism again.
It's not fandism.
Listen to me for a second.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say to you is that whether it's a year or it's 6 months, you'll get the game. The problem here is you'll never get the game. So Sony can go out there and be the big bad wolf and take something away from you for a year. Who cares? If you're like, screw Sony, you're still going to play it. The problem is
But
So
if Sony played that game, but if Sony, but no, it's not about that. But if Sony plays at the Big Bad Wolf and want to push away exclusive content like Spider-Man on Avengers, what do you think that gamers are going to feel?
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, guys. Well, you're saying, I understand your frustration with the time. I get that. But then you turn around and you're like, you know what? Let's erase timed exclusives.
Mooch.
Let's make them forever exclusives.
We gotta be real, Mooch. We gotta be real here, man. It's not just timed exclusives. Hold up. It's not just timed exclusives. Hold up.
About timed. I'm not about timed exclusives.
But look at Final. But that's because I'm the one being affected by them. Like, I'm a Final Fantasy fan. I had to buy a PlayStation. But my thing is, hold up. We don't know when Final Fantasy VII Remake, that timed exclusive, was up. We still don't have the damn game.
Yeah, they said a year. Sony could have changed the whole game.
We got to be real here. By the time these games come out for the Xbox platform, they're in fucking relevance.
That's what I was saying earlier, bro. Thank you.
Okay. Let me read these super chats. Hold on. Let me read these super chats. Okay,
I'm gonna take off.
I know. Okay. So Lord Addict, where can they find you at, brother? I really do appreciate it.
I got about 2K. It's already.
You can find me on YouTube.
I know. We went longer than what you said you was.
You can find me on the podcast at the Iron Lords podcast every Sunday at 1 p.m. Look, I get where Mooch is coming from, and I do have a lot of thoughts when it comes to that. It's just like I told you, I'm close to this, man. You take my Final Fantasy from me, I'm looking for blood.
Right. No. Shout out for that, Mooch. Where can they find you at, brother? I really do appreciate it, man. I know the double thing is wonderful, man. It's
a lot of people don't get it. I know it's the first time. I don't know if Ham's listened to me in the past, but first time podcasting with Ham. And Kay will tell you after the show. I love this stuff. I like banter back.
I love arguing. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't like. I can't stand going on a show and everybody's like, well, I like this, and then Ham's like, me too, and K Mega's like, me too, and then Gingy's like, you know what? I love it even more than both of you guys. And it's like, what the hell are we doing here? Right? So I want to hear some discussion. So I enjoy everybody's take, and I take it back, and I listen to you guys, and I listen. And you might leave and go, boy, he didn't even hear me. I do hear you. And I think about it. I really do. And me and Addict do this. By the way, we do this on the air and off the air. So we do it all the time. So I love Addict to death. That's why I had Addict on 2 weeks in a row. I just couldn't get enough of the guy. I love his opinions and his hot takes. But Kay, thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it. Love the audience, by the way, too. Great audience you got here. It's the Mooch 78 over on YouTube and Twitch. And Kay, we got to do this again, buddy. I got to have you on. I want to have John Wolfe on. I want to have Gingy on. I want to have Miss K on. I got to get make sure that if I could get thrown into one of the DMs, so at least I can see everybody's Twitter if they have it, or a way to get a hold of them so we can get them on Crossfire. Of course, get the Don on again. Don's hard to get on Friday nights, but nonetheless.
Well, you haven't heard. I've gone fully independent now, so I'm a lot more flexible.
Oh, you're flexible, Don?
I'm a lot more flexible, but I still limit how many times I see myself on certain podcasts, but I am more flexible.
Oh, now that I know you're flexible, buddy, I know how to get a hold of. So I will be in touch with you guys. Kay, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on the show, buddy. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. And what I'm saying, for hearing Don's voice, what I'm saying, it is a miracle, because I haven't heard Don's voice in a very long time, because Don, he's so selective. No, I'm just fucking with you. The truth of it is, I hear Don's voice.
When it comes to me, I'm really selective.
Nothing but love for everybody, man, and we'll talk again real soon.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you, Mooch. I really do appreciate it, man. It's been great, man.
Peace. Good night, guys.
Peace. Have a good night, man. Watch out for that snowstorm. Sarx, man, in the chat, he says, I miss my super chat. I'm sorry, man. He said, what did he say? He said, missed the super chat collection, and then he came up here and he said, you two should make a Mooch and K Mega show. Facts. You know what? It would be fantastic. I would love that. I love going back and forth with Mooch.
Absolutely. And Gingy has to be the moderator for sure. She's got to be the referee,
Oh, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. I love the back and forth between me and Mooch. You know what I'm saying? And so Tech Money says, United States government don't care about Japanese or Chinese companies secondary. There are no rules to business. Sony tried to buy Leu and got beat. And so he's absolutely right. Let's keep going down. There's nobody else, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you, Mooch. I really do appreciate it, man. First time on GRG. Hopefully it's not the last. And definitely, it was my first time on Crossfire just about a month ago. Hopefully it's not my last time there. You know what I'm saying? Much love to them. Him and Crowd. Look, I'm always going to be real about what I say. You know, a lot of people will sit there and try to dissect, and I don't know what was talked about in circles because I don't give two shits. If you want to talk to K-Mega will tell you what I feel, how I feel at any point in time. I am not afraid of anyone in this industry. I stand firm, you know what I'm saying, about who I am and what I am. You know, but listen, you know what I'm saying, I got love for crap, you know what I'm saying, I have a problem with Next Gen 720, you know what I'm saying, if me and him talked, got some shit together, maybe me and him could get back together and get some shit together. You know what I'm saying? Same with 100, same with other people out there in the industry. I just want to make sure that, look, you slander my name, you disrespect me, you're going to have to sit there and you're going to have to pay the price and sit there and say and be real about it because I don't slander your name. I have a problem with you. I feel if you got an issue, then that's fine. Let's squash it. I just want to talk about games. I have no problem with anybody. And I mean anybody being on GRG or anything that I do. I want everybody to hear a second opinion. If they're a PlayStation fan, if they're an Xbox fan, if they're a Nintendo fan, if they're a PC fan, if they're a mobile fan, I don't care. I just want to talk about games, have a good time, talk some shit. Let's get to it. So that's it. All right, Don. Oh, my brother.
Yes.
Man,
well, you're going to be down like 3 people to start dropping in the middle of your podcast.
That's
why I had to hop in here.
It did.
Yeah, so just want to keep it healthy for you guys.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you. So, okay, so Don, this whole situation, and you're right, D, you said this in the DMs, in the GRG DMs, you said, we're not going to complete all these cop topics. You're absolutely right. We're not. Because we got 15 minutes left. So,
K-Mega doesn't even finish his plate, man. What is up with that shit?
No, I'm going to finish my plate because I got some Whataburger in the refrigerator. I'm going to give me some Whataburger. I'm ready for that. Well, I also got some...
so you're saying you had leftovers, you didn't finish your plate?
Well, no, I didn't even eat it. But I also have some breakfast from this place called Black Bear Diner. And that is some of the best breakfast that you could ever eat. I didn't even eat that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I ate was some spicy chicken sandwich from the great Popeye's Chicken. It was delicious. I went to see my mother. And then you know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. After the podcast, I will be ready to indulge into some fattery. So let's get to it. So Don, what is your thoughts about this whole acquisition situation? I know that you kept quiet about it, but I mean, listen, do you believe what Addict was saying? Do you believe what Mooch was saying? Do you believe what anybody else was saying about the whole situation? I think
it's all bizarre circular arguments to be.
I feel that Xbox has all the leverage in this situation. What do you think?
Well, yeah, Microsoft has their own interest, obviously, with buying Activision and that sort of thing, and I think people are overly sensitive about their favorite franchise, that's done by that publisher, and then the fear of them not being able to play it on the console of choice. Those are all legitimate concerns if you're a gamer. I don't care if you're casual gamer or you're a more passionate gamer. Those are honest questions, but I think the gamers just kind of have to ask themselves, so do I continue to take the risk with Sony, or do I start looking at other channels and avenues? And my recommendation is, when you're dealing with third parties are never guaranteed to be on your platform. You would hope they would have strong relationships and that stuff would happen, but every generation, there's no guarantee third party will be on your platform if any of your favorite publishers. So that being said, I think it's a little bit more of a life lesson as far as that goes. The arguments of nurture and all that sort of stuff. I mean, all these companies have relationships with these publishers. I mean, if they exist on their platform, they've nurtured
That's
in
what I
one
said.
form or
Yep.
one form or fashion. It doesn't matter if we're talking about exclusivity rights or not. I mean, exclusivity rights are, it's a way to incentivize customers to come on your platform on the cheap, right? And that's the general idea. And gamers are going to feel certain ways about that. And I think I never want to take that away from certain gamers and things along those lines. But there are concerns I have with Microsoft basically acquiring Activision, but it has nothing to do with these conversations. I just think it's a difficult thing to pull off. And I think there's not guarantees they'll be able to clean house over Activision. I don't think any of us really know how bad it really is. And I think it's really bad over there. And then Microsoft might have all the best intentions, but what happens when you buy all these, the golden ticket is, hey, I want to buy all these studios to make games because I have this platform called Xbox, which includes streaming, includes 2 different consoles, last generation consoles, PC, you name it, right? I have this grand vision and I have to have it's all tied to Game Pass, and I have to make sure Game Pass is fluid with games on a constant basis. So you need all these studios. Well, what keeps those people from staying? They're like, shit's been bad at Activision, right? Like a whole year to settle this deal. How many of those people are going to stick around? And it's not even that they don't have any issues with Microsoft. They just don't like their working environment, right? And they're taking a lot of risks to stay there. Some of these developers also have no choice to leave, right? Because other companies won't hire them. So there is a bigger conversation to be had here of what's going on with the acquisition. This is not a situation where everything is just guaranteed. And I'm not saying that this is not a good thing for the industry. Overall, I think it is a good thing for the industry. Anyone that has the attention to actually do something about it, I think it's a good thing. To limit the fallout of all the shit that's happening over at Activision, and maintaining these studios, I think those are good things as well. And I would hate to see Activision disappear to a streaming only platform. Once if your only way you can game on an Activision game is streaming only, that's not how I want to play their games. I want to play on hardware. There's an actual difference there. So I think there's much deeper conversations. I think if you're a fan of a platform or not, I think that just needs to be set aside for a little bit, and you need to look at some of the bigger impacts as far as the industry goes than just Call of Duty. You know what I mean? So
no, I agree. I agree to that. I just think for myself personally, it's one of those things where there's so much potential into the growth of what Xbox does, because that's what I was trying to get into, this organic growth thing. Mooch wasn't trying to hear it. I just looked at it from this standpoint. It was like, look, this is where when companies buy into companies, and if they're serious into wanting to have growth within these studios, that's where you get this growth. Like when people try to come out and say, "Oh, well, Sucker Punch and they had this," or Santa Monica Studios, they had this. Santa Monica Studios has only worked on one project, and that is God of War.
What?
Naughty, no, go look at that up. Santa Monica
Santa
Studios.
Monica.
Yeah, Santa Monica's only worked on God of War. Santa Monica Studios. Not Santa Monica. Naughty Dog. They came out in 2023, and they worked on this one title, which was a game I really enjoyed. It was a racing title where the people were like
2023. We're in 2022.
I'm sorry, 2003. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What are you sipping on?
I'm
What
like,
are you sipping on
damn,
over
this is
there?
a time traveling podcast. I gotcha.
I am now sipping on a little bit, but in 2003. Well, I would say 2003. In 2003, they worked on a Kalitika. I think that's how you pronounce that racer, where it was kind of like this The one thing that came to my mind with the racer was kind of like one of my favorite Robotech with the cycles, but this was a racer, a futuristic racer where humans were like in bike mode and stuff like that. That's what Naughty Dog started off on, and they did that. Then they started doing other projects for Sony.
I remember they were involved in the original. Not right. It was the Crash Bandicoot.
Right. They were.
I remember they were involved in that, and that's about it. All I remember.
Right. But the
yeah, like CTR.
Right.
And Mark Cerny actually came from that studio. I know that part too as well. So.
But they didn't. But Sony didn't buy that studio until in 2003. So that's the thing to me is where like it's no different than Playground Games. It's no different than what like you see with the Initiative. It's no different than with Turn 10. It's no different. Like these studios worked for they worked on other games previously, and then they jumped in here. So when people say, "Oh well, God of War, this is organic. This is like Santa Monica." They did work for when Sony bought them. They only wanted them to work on, but they also worked on other titles before.
So studios have a history unless they're built from the ground up, which is very rare that studios are built from the ground up. I mean, back in the day, the first studio I almost got hired on was Retro, which was a Nintendo built up exclusive studio. In regards to that, they were actually going to make original. They were making a bunch of different things. They were working on Metroid and other things. But I was I actually got hired, and then the project got canceled before I started working for them. But it was Vigilante 8. It was a competitor for Vigilante 8 in Twisted Metal. So it was a car combat game Nintendo was going to work on. And then they thought the market was only so big, and they pulled out. Yeah. And they were right. But that was a company that was built up to the ground up from Nintendo. But before that, I mean, Rare existed before Nintendo bought them, right? And now, obviously Microsoft owns them and stuff like that. So I just think these things like studios have been around, people buy them out. All these platform providers have a relationship with them. I mean, I hate to tell you this, and this is gonna, I think, blow some people's noodles. Is a lot of Sony exclusive studios some do have relationship with Microsoft. Some do have relationships with Nintendo. Industry's small, and people talk to one another.
Insomniac had relationships with Xbox. I mean, Sunset Overdrive,
Sunset Overdrive, and like it just goes around and around and around and around in a circle.
I just think that this whole thing, it's so much like this is just kind of like a byproduct of of the bigger picture here that I think that a lot of us kind of forget about, and that's the game has changed, right? The gaming landscape is not what it was when even 2 years ago, even 4 years ago, 10 years ago. We're now in the arms race for a different generation per se, not consoles or anything, but gaming. It's moving just in a rapid pace now, where this subscription model that Microsoft has pushed so heavily because they obviously want to be the industry leader in something, right? And they kind of had to find their avenue after riding the coattails of the PlayStation for almost 20 years. In my opinion, yes, I am a Xbox centric gamer. I prefer the Xbox platform. I do own all consoles. I have a PS5, a PC, but the Xbox brand has always been kind of little brother to PlayStation. So in Xbox trying to get out of that, this is just a byproduct where they finally got Microsoft as a company on board, and Microsoft finally said, we're going to open up our wallets, and these acquisitions, they have multiple reasons why they're happening.
Thank you, John.
They have multiple. Yeah, this isn't just about, like Don said, Call of Duty. It's about what we have all said. We've made the point. I heard the point tonight that oh, but Call of Duty, yes, Microsoft wants the biggest game, the biggest franchise in gaming. Microsoft wants that brand to be synonymous with Xbox. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They have the money for it. Now, the whole organic thing, and I know that that argument kind of came about, and it's a good one. K Mega, you were ready for it and all that. Let's be real, all right? Let's call a spade here. That's just talk, because Sony, if they had the money, you don't think that they would have acquired Activision a long time ago? If they had the money,
no, you're right.
The question to add to that is, if they didn't spend all that marketing budget on exclusive rights and stuff like that, would they have been in a position to counter Microsoft? And they probably would have.
There you go. And another thing, and this is even as an Xbox gamer, give kudos to Sony, right? If Sony and Microsoft had the same amount of money in the bank, I guarantee you Activision would have probably gone to Sony first before they went to Microsoft, because Sony is when it comes to gaming, they're synonymous. They're a global brand. They have more global recognition than Xbox. But the bottom line is, Sony doesn't have the money to compete with these big publisher acquisitions, right? And all of this other stuff is just a byproduct of what comes with Microsoft's grand plan. And that grand plan is that they wanted to make their own avenue. They want to push Game Pass. Game Pass is their number one priority. They need content with Game Pass. And K-Mega, to your point, I do believe that, yes, absolutely, Xbox now has all the leverage. And they did that, but I don't think that was the focal point of this deal.
Absolutely not.
No. Not at the beginning. But now it's the vocal point. It's the focal point now.
It's a check mark on the checklist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's that little check mark saying now we got Sony and Ms. Dia, excuse me, by the balls. Okay. Right. Now we got him by the balls, because to everybody's point, as an Xbox fan, yeah, I mean, Microsoft got tired of being kicked around, and I don't blame them. Right. So I thought everybody brought great points, and I just wanted to throw that in there, because sometimes, we get into the weeds of these types of, debates, but we forget the big picture. And I think that's important to remember too, that all this stuff is just a byproduct, man.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. Okay, let me read these super chats, and then let's get to our last topic, and then we'll let everybody get out of here. Okay, so Tech Money, thank you, appreciate it. He says, United States government don't care about Japanese or Chinese companies secondary. There are no rules of business. Sony tried to buy. Okay, I think I read that earlier. Okay, so I'll just read that again. Let's keep going down, because I know I've seen. Okay, so here we go. There you go. So RG Viper, just showing some love. I think we got it fixed, Viper. I think we got it fixed. So go ahead and show some love, man. Really do appreciate it. I do see it. I've seen it, and it's awesome. So thank you very much. All right. So look, I knew that point of view was passionate. That's why before Mooch was going to leave, I wanted to get that point of view. I didn't know the Addict was going to come in here, or Don, but I thought that there was it was one of those things for me, is where I was looking at like, look, man, you just can't come and look at this as a situation. It was like, oh, well, Sony's the victim here. No, they're not. They're not. I understand about the business aspect of it. I do get the fact that, because Sony has been the leader of the industry, in the gaming industry, when it, especially with the PlayStation 4, that, yeah, Activision would have probably went to Sony first. But the whole thing about it is this. There's two factors. One is because of all the drama. And I don't know if Sony could have cleaned it up. Microsoft is definitely going to clean it up. Phil Spencer is going to make sure that that's cleaned up. And then two, Microsoft just has deeper pockets. So I
Well,
totally
I mean,
understand that.
and
Yeah.
I think their attention's not in question, but I mean,
Right.
they've had some spotty things with Mixer, right? Like that
Right.
shit, they didn't take care of that. That festered.
They shut it down. Yeah. They was like,
and
okay,
then they
yeah.
just had to close it down. So,
Yeah.
you know, I look at that and I'm like, you know, and it's a tough thing, right? Like when you buy a company, you buy all the good things, but you buy all the problems. And sometimes it's the staff, it's the problems, or it's the culture within, you know, the culture's so ingrained. Okay, now you own all the property rights, but man, people still act a fool. He got rid of the people that were got in trouble, but you know, then people start feeling a certain way, and then they start doing dumb shit, and it's just, you know, I just don't think it's an easy guarantee. That doesn't mean that they can't. It just means it's just a very difficult thing to purge from a company, I think. So
okay, all right. So 2 more, and let's just get to this right here. Halo hits 20 million players. Forza hits 18 million players. Forza's in a class by itself because there is really not a racer that is in the same realm. Even Gran Turismo, regardless of what people may try to still say about Gran Turismo at this time, Gran Turismo is just not on the level of what Forza is doing. It's period. But there's 18 million players for Forza. But the main question I have is for Halo hitting 20 million players within a month with the shortcomings. That's what blowing my mind. Halo Infinite has had the story. I thought the story was good. It was solid. Was it the best story that I've ever played within Halo? No. But I thought that Halo Infinite was good. It gave me a lot of intrigue, especially for what I'm thinking that's what's going to happen going into the future. But without having co-op, for all the issues with the balance within the free to play, with people are paying too much money. Now they decrease that, and then all these other factors that's within. To have 20 million players at this point within a month, I say that this is a huge success. If anybody else, I definitely want to hear what anybody else got to say. So Don, since you just jumped in here, what is your thoughts about this, man? I mean, do you feel that this is a predicate to where Halo is just still dominant within the gaming space, or do you feel that like, well, man, the shooting market has been in a downward spiral since after Vanguard, even though people say graphically it looks good, but it's World War II. Battlefield is in a bad space, and then there's really not any other true competition in this sector. What do you think, Don? Let me know.
I think, regardless, and I don't have the most positive opinion about Infinite.
I know. That's why I went to you first.
But that regardless, though, I mean, it still has an impact on the industry. Like, it's evergreen. I mean, this one could have been, half of what you actually received as a product, and you receive another Halo in the next 5 or 6 years, you would see the same sort of rinse and repeat that's going on out there. You'll see other genres somewhat waver to some degree. And nothing wrong with that. I think there's a lot of things that compound with the other first-person shooters out there that didn't see quite the same success. I mean, there's a little bit of kind of a snowball effect of their own shortcomings, and then Halo coming around the corner, I think, kind of amplifies it a little bit. But my question is on the 20 million. What is that? It doesn't mean the same thing it did when Halo 5 came out. It means something totally different now, right? Because you're talking about engagement. Okay, 20 million people play the game, so that's a good thing. The question is, did they spend money? How long did they stay around? Or are they contributing to the ecosystem of the multiplayer so people can get into matches, things like that? Like, what does that number look like in 2022? And I don't know what that number means. I don't know if that, I mean, it's good, but is it a success? Have they basically paid off what they spent on the product? I don't think they have. I think the storefront is so aggressive because they're trying to recuperate costs so badly. You know what I mean? And so now they're playing a different game going forward with player feedback and stuff like that, and hopefully they can make it up in the long run. So it's a good thing. I just hope they can keep the ecosystem friendly, keep more content continuously coming with Halo, and really evolve it. And because obviously this was a love letter to kind of the people that love the older Halos. I mean, that's just kind of how I look at it. It doesn't necessarily mean good or bad, but it is, it's a number they can brag about for sure. So,
okay, all right. Let me read the super chat from RG Viper. I can read it, brother. He said people forgot Call of Duty was synonymous with Xbox during the OG Xbox and 360. Xbox fostered the growth of Activision before Sony. You're absolutely right. Right. Like that's why everybody was calling Xbox the shooter box because of Call of Duty. Call of Duty was like at that forefront on top of Battlefield. That's why I was asking Miss K, what in the world is going to happen with EA and Battlefield, since EA and Microsoft has been, Microsoft has been marketing EA at this point. It's just kind of weird to me because I am more of a Battlefield fan than I am COD, but I mean, it is what it is. But all right, let me go ahead and go to you, John Wolfe. What is your thoughts about this whole situation with Halo hitting 20 million players already within a month? I mean, like there's people that's been bragging about God of War, that's been bragging about all these other games that's been coming here, but it's been years before they sold 20 million copies. But you have a game already that is not fully been complete, that is already that's had 20 million people already played it. What is your thoughts, John?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just shows you how hungry Xbox players were for the number one franchise of all Xbox, and that's Halo. Halo and Xbox are synonymous. I think that definitely Microsoft and Xbox leveraged Halo to grow subscriptions for Game Pass, but also for sales. That's something that a lot of people have been kind of going back and forth on. Is Game Pass affecting the sales of games and stuff like that? And again, that's another area where the gaming landscape has changed when it comes to sales. God of War selling 20 million units is a great accomplishment for Sony. Microsoft is not playing that game. Microsoft is going to make money off the sales of a game, off the subscriptions, and off the microtransactions of the game. And I think that it's such a huge win and such a positive outlook for the excitement that people have for the Xbox brand and the Halo franchise. They have a show coming out soon. They're dropping a trailer during the AFC Championship game, I believe, this weekend. That's gonna bring in more players. You got to believe that's gonna bring in more interest. That's gonna get players.
Go Rams! Go Rams! Let's go.
For sure, that's gonna
I'm
build
scared as hell. Let's go.
It's gonna build major hype when that show comes up. So that's even more players. And I'll put the Xbox fanboy hat on for a second. Halo's the king, baby. That's all I got to say, man.
Let's go. I love that. All right. What about you, D? Talk to me. What is your thoughts about this whole situation with Halo hitting 20 million and Forza either? I mean, look, we can't. I want to talk more because everybody talks about how like Halo has been in this position where it's dead, and Halo has been dead since Halo 4 and Halo 5, but you got 20 million players that is dedicated their time into this franchise of Halo Infinite. What is your thoughts?
I'm gonna keep it funky.
Oh,
I'm gonna try to be objective. I think.
I had to do that.
I think it's definitely a great number to have.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, as somebody who's on the outside looking in, I like that the measurement that they're using as far as success is concerned. I'm glad that number is high, because when that happens, that shows interest, and a company can do, more expansions. They can do whatever else. The interest is there. People are playing it. They love it. Keep it going. So that part, I'm like, okay, cool. However, the fact that Halo is free to play, and the fact that Forza Horizon is on Game Pass, I'm not saying it diminishes the significance of those numbers, but what I'm saying is the price of admission to get access to those games is not very high. So I'm not surprised that those numbers are high. I still think it's good, especially with when we saw the bundles being purchased, myself included.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, they're not saying we made this much money from these games. They're saying this is how many people that played it, which is a good, measurement. How many people played our game, started it, whatever the hell. Nothing's wrong with that, but I'm not surprised given the buzz around the two games, the excitement of the gamers of those two games. I think it's a great milestone, but in the back of my mind, I'm just like,
it's hard to quantify what it means, right?
yeah, like, because
what is it?
Let's
right?
be clear. There have been games, I'm gonna keep it funky, when there are Game Pass quests where it's just like, oh, play this game on cloud and you'll get X amount of Microsoft points. I will literally play the game, the quest will pop, and then that game comes off my heart, like I back out. But technically, I've played the game. So I'm not saying, that's not a good number, but like you said, I don't know what that means. Like, what is what? It means obviously the game's being played, the people are enjoying it. Make no mistake. But with the landscape as it is, I'm not sure, because if these were games that weren't on Game Pass, you had to pay $60 up front. That means that many people up front paid $60. That's like, damn, that's a lot of people. They're playing it, they're enjoying it. But Game Pass, we've gotten to a point with Game Pass where it's just like, damn, there's so much available to us. It's hard not to play everything because it's right there. So I hope the number goes up. I hope more people can enjoy those games, but the landscape is changing. I don't know if I articulated that correctly, but
no, you are. I got what you're saying.
That's how I feel about it. I don't know.
And let me give a little shout out to my gameplay of me playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with these mods, and I will have to say these are some of the best mods that I've probably ever played in any game in my history. Because Ken, Psylocke, all the Cyborg, Shahid, Thanos, Dark Ryu, Dark Akuma, and even Captain Marvel. Like, these characters are not in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and the way that they play and fit within the game, I don't know, man. Hire these people, because they even got Scarlet Spider-Man from the Insomniac game. Like, it's ill, bro. Like, I cannot. I don't even understand it. Like, I had like, I got to show this gameplay so people can see, because I mean, wow, it is absolutely amazing. So, what up, Kelly Rex? But go ahead. I'm sorry, but Ham Solo, you're the last one to talk about this topic. So, what is your thoughts, brother?
Wait for it.
Okay. Ham Solo?
Oh, my bad. No, I was saying I got to clap back at D just a little bit on that.
We got a little clap back. Let's go.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I like what she said about Game Pass. I like what she said about Game Pass, and that being a very supportive kind of like outlet for games to be looked at, played, and all this stuff. But when we're talking about Halo and Forza, people aren't hopping in for 5 minutes to get an achievement real quick and then getting out, or hopping in real quick to, getting a Microsoft reward of some stuff. They're actually hopping into those games to play for a while, or they hope to play for a while if they decide that they like the game. Forza, we all remember that game before it even officially launched was over 1 million. I don't know exactly what the ending number was for that before it actually launched, but it was insane, and you had to spend money to even play that at that point.
That's a great point.
So what I'm seeing with this 20 million for Halo and the 18 million for Forza, what I see is engagement, and a lot of it compared to what we had to play in the last generation. I don't want to say at this time, because it was it wasn't too bad at the very beginning of the Xbox One, because you had Rise and you had some other pretty good games as well. But I think the idea of this Game Pass model right now is just reminding people like, hey, we're here and we're not going anywhere. And I just love that whole ideology behind that, because that's going to bring a lot of people with this whole Activision acquisition as well to Game Pass, as you were saying earlier. And I don't want to go too far back into the subject but with the Call of Duty thing, I feel like if you put that on Game Pass just for like a year or two, it's going to make a lot of people want to switch and not pay $70, $60 on PlayStation. And yeah, I mean, it might look a little rough at first, especially if Xbox decides to, grab it and say, hey, this is ours, and it's not going on a PlayStation platform, which I doubt for a while. But I really think it is going to be an attractive selling point. And this is just the beginning. I mean, you got to think Halo's only been out for a couple months now. You add that co-op and Forge, it's going to be insane with those numbers. And I'm really excited to see where it goes. Xbox is going to be making that money off of it. They ain't slipping, and they ain't stupid. They're going to make money off of it somehow, some way.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. No, everybody's take from Don to D because Don and D were kind of in the same realm from what John was saying, from what now what you're saying, Solo. I agree on every aspect of it. Like, look, Halo 5 doesn't get the credit that it deserves. It broke records for the Halo franchise. People just wanted to jump on it and pile on it because it was an Xbox One game, on top of the fact that whatever else, however people want to try to dictate it, it is what it is. Halo Infinite, and that's why I was making this point to Don, was like, I just think that this game is going to hit different because of the free to play, and the fact that, like, for me, for instance, right, like I haven't played Halo Infinite in about almost a month. It's been like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Don and One Bad Mother is waiting for me to just jump back on. But I mean,
I'm not waiting.
well. I mean, as a team,
I only go there for the random thing that you can possibly get. I go for a match and I'm out.
But you have more fun when it was me, One Bad Mother, and whoever else that's
when it worked,
fifth, right? Yeah, what's together.
When the game was working, right? Like, it's not even.
Yeah, like I didn't even know that the multiplayer, that the big team battle wasn't working. Like, I was like, what? Like, what are y'all talking about? And then once I tried to get in myself, I got in one time and it was fine. But then when y'all said it and I tried to get in again, I was like, what the? So yeah.
Yeah, big team is ass right now.
Well, those sync issues are even worse than the last time we were played. Like, they're getting worse from week to week. I don't know what. And
I don't know.
I don't even know what's going on there on the network side of things. It's
been ever since they dropped Team Slayer and all these other extra ads. Big Team Battle has been like a forgotten kind of beast, just out in the wild.
Even those other matches don't play right. They just don't function correctly. Like, the desync issue is more common than uncommon. like with every match I play, and it's not my internet connection, it's not my packet loss,
Yeah.
it's not my ping, it's just not working.
Well, Don,
Simple as that.
remember,
Absolutely.
and remember, Don, that and I'm sure you'll know better than any one of us, but with all the changes that they had to kind of quickly make based on the fan feedback of the of getting the what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry, I lost it. The XP boost and all this stuff to kind of
Stop the bleeding of the bad press is basically what they were trying to accomplish.
they've made a lot of quick changes that would normally take longer than usual. So maybe some of those tweaks have kind of messed with the networking side and all that good stuff.
Oh, I
And
agree with
only
that.
thing I can think of it because it was all originally like one tumbler, and it had a bigger pool of players to pull the best matches, and now you don't have that option anymore. And that's I'm not saying it's the end of Halo or anything like that, or like it's doomed or anything like that. I think a lot of people swing one direction very extreme to the other, but yeah, I haven't had. I mean, 1 out of 10 matches feels proper, and it's either I have the advantage or they have the advantage. Extremely, it's almost like it's even worse than like we were in the old 360 days when somebody's console was essentially the server, right? And everyone else had a latency difference. It feels worse than that, and I just it's just like it's frustrating because I don't like having an advantage. I don't like having a disadvantage. I like to have a fair fight. Megan knows that from when I play fighters and stuff like that. I like to have a fair fight. I like to have that back and forth, and just it's having issues. But we'll see where it goes from there, of course. But
yeah, no, they definitely got to fix that, and I mean, and that's inexcusable. I'm saying, especially how well Halo 5 played for as many years as it's been there. But I got one more topic, and then we'll get the hell out of here. And that is the Certain Affinity is working on a Monster Hunter style type of IP, which brings to me what makes me think about is the mighty Scalebound. But I mean, look, Monster Hunter, and I got a big shout out to Bloody Knuckles because I bought that game. Like okay, and I played a couple of. I went and I killed one beast, and then I tried to go after another. It was pretty complex, and then Bloody Knuckles held me through. And then I seen the enjoyment into the game. Unfortunately, there were so many other games that came out at that time because we're talking about maybe a year, almost two after when Monster Hunter came out on the Xbox. And so I really do appreciate that game a lot. So for Xbox to try to have their own version of this type of game, does that give anybody on this panel excitement? I'm going to go to you on this one, Ham Solo. What's this that sound like to you?
Oh man, I'm excited to hear this, and it's not exactly because like I'm a fan of Monster Hunter or whatnot. I mean, it's a great game. It's pretty cool. I just like the grit that Xbox is kind of showing this generation with just like they're just tired of everybody else, man. Like tired of trying to work with you, tired of trying to make an exclusive deal, tired of trying to, expect Sony to play ball. Like, Xbox is just like, you know what? We're out. We're going to make our own, we're going to make everything our own. And like, you guys are just going to have to deal with it. If you don't like it, bye. But we're more than happy to hook you up. We just want the opportunity. And right now, Xbox is like, F an opportunity. We're going to make an opportunity for ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate that point, right? Like that was hot. That was hot to death. Okay, so what about you, John Wolfe? What is your thought process about hearing these rumors? And do you feel like there's any validity? And if you do, then would this be a type of game that you would jump into?
No, it's not my type of game. I've never been big into Monster Hunter. But I respect the fan base and shit. I've seen gameplay a bunch of times, and I've been intrigued to jump in. I remember that there was I don't know what what version came out for the PSP back in the day, but I almost picked it up, but I didn't. I didn't. So what I feel about this particular topic, it's just certain affinity that kind of caught me off guard, man. This whole rumor, because when you think of them, right? They're kind of like the multiplayer masters, when they worked on they've worked on so many projects with Xbox. When you want to talk about organic growth, they work with so many projects from Halo 2 back in the day all the way to the Master Chief Collection. I believe they remade some of those maps, if I'm not mistaken. So Microsoft, they trust them, and it looks like I think I'm going to tell you what angle I think Microsoft is trying to target with this, right? If this rumor does end up being true, I think this is a play for Game Pass in that Eastern market. I think that the Switch is obviously a huge seller over there. Monster Hunter is a huge seller, and Xbox has kind of seen the writing on the wall that they need a game like this to match that Switch, to cater to that market over there. And with their push of Game Pass that they've been having in that Eastern market in the past year, in the past few years, I think that this is really for them. To be honest with you, not saying that the Western market isn't going to enjoy this game or anything like that. I just think that when if I'm Phil and I'm sitting down in the boardroom and I'm thinking about how to target the Eastern market, you really need games that cater to that market, and I feel like this is definitely one that can get that market excited to pay for that Game Pass subscription, play on the cloud, because it's the type of game that you can play on the cloud if you think about it. Yeah, I mean I'm super happy to hear Certain Affinities has a potential project that they must be passionate about, because Microsoft gave them the opportunity, so they must have pitched a hell of an idea. And yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on that, Kate.
All right, cool, excellent. All right, Don, because I'm gonna let D close us out on this one. What is your thoughts about this whole situation, man? I mean, I don't know, I know that you're in the industry and all that, and everything, but would this be a game that? Because I've never heard you talk about Monster Hunter at all, so I don't know if that's even.
No, it never really.
Okay, so
scratch my itch, but I will say this: I'm always a fan of new IP, and what happens when people just try to describe rumors such as this. You run into the fact that they just try to find the closest thing that represents what they have, but it never always aligns with that. If you get where I'm going with that.
Oh yeah.
So Monster Hunt-ish, it doesn't turn me off from what the game would be. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a clone of Monster Hunter. I mean, most games aren't, right? But there's share some similarities. So, and they're talented people that work there. I think they're Texas-based studio, if I remember correctly. In regards to that, so they're local boys and all that sort of boys and girls. So, yeah, new IPs. I'm always pro new IPs. In regards to that. So yeah, I'll see what it is and kind of curious. So.
All right. Okay, before I go to D, Kelly Rex, my main man, he said, I wanted to read it. He said, because it's my preference. Oh no, that's what he says. By the way, at K-Mega45, Tencent has 20% invested into Certain Infinity when they bought Leu, and that really has nothing to do with anything, because I mean, Tencent had, I think, maybe 5 to 15% interest into Activision, and you see what happened. They got bought. That Tencent just wants to get the bread for stock purposes. That's all that is.
They're a silent partner in all their relationships.
Yeah, typically. Like 15, 10, 20%, 25% don't mean shit when somebody buys 100% of a company. So that has nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wish in a world when I paid 25% into some stock, and and then they tell me, well, you know what? They got bought out. Well, my 25% of stock doesn't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? I better just abide by what the new stock is, or just go ahead and close out. You know what I'm saying?
Usually your stock price goes up, and then that's where you benefit from that stuff.
Right. So that's what it is. And you know what? And by the way, you know what I'm saying, before I go to D to close this out, I do want to say this. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost done. I'm on the last DLC of Assassin's Creed right here, as you see. And I'm going to say this, man. You know what? I enjoy it, but you know what? The Scottish girl right here, the redhead, you know what? That would be my main. That would be my main for my boy Aver, because I was with the female Aver. And
you better watch out, man. That's how you became a father, as a redhead. So
that is true. But this redhead is the one right here. Like I've been like, okay, yeah, Aver, you know, because I got male Aver now, because I beat the game with female Aver, and so I went to a male Aver, and so I'm like, you know what, that redhead right there, yeah. We gonna rock that, Aver. We gonna try to find that. But regardless of that, I just wanted to say that, you know what, I've enjoyed the hell out of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I will put it on the same pace as the last Assassin's Creed with Cassandra.
Odyssey.
Odyssey. I think Cassandra is a better overall character, but I feel the world of Valhalla is a better game, just like with what you can do. You know what I'm saying? It's just awesome. I love Valhalla. I'm about maybe 10 hours away from completing all of the DLC, being done with it, and being ready for Dawn of Ragnarok, and then kind of calling that triumph. But I've really enjoyed that. That's been one of the reasons why I haven't been on Halo or anything else, because of Valhalla. So big shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Ubisoft. I really do enjoy a lot of Ubisoft games. But D, to close us out, what do you think about this whole situation right here, man? Like, I mean, this would you be interested in a Monster Hunter type game going forward? Me, myself, personally, I think maybe this is kind of like the second coming of Scalebound. Like, let's go! I'm wishing and praying for Scalebound to come back. What do you think?
I'm not even gonna cap. I never heard of Affinity until you did the topics in the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of Monster Hunter. Mm-hmm. I don't hate it, but there are just some franchises where I'm like, oh, okay, that looks cool. Okay. But I won't play it, and Monster Hunter is one of those. There's so much speculation and rumors out here. It's hard to keep up of like what's going on, but I mean, if it comes to fruition, it's a nice alternative or something for Monster Hunter game enthusiasts. That's kind of lit, but no, I'm not personally looking forward to it. It's not a franchise that's on my radar. And I've never actually heard of Affinity, so.
Okay.
That's my take.
No. It's all good. It's all good. And that, I love that. I love that about that, because we got to just keep it real. Not everybody knows about everything. You know what I'm saying? But Callie, your disrespect is not going to be, it's not going to be, I cannot handle it, right? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? This Assassin's Creed is the better version of Assassin's Creed. Don, can you co-sign with me? These versions of the Assassin's Creed from Origins on down are the better versions of the
No,
Assassin's Creed.
I can't co-sign.
No, anybody can confirm that shit.
But I will say this. I will say this. I want the classic.
I'm about to get mad at y'all.
I will say this. I want the classic Assassin's Creed, but I also want these. I don't want these to go away. If you get where I'm going with that?
All about Brotherhood.
Yeah, I want both, because they have a unique style, and they've kind of went different directions, and I really want both.
So much better.
No, I want the classic, but I also want this. I want both.
Look at this drama. Look at this drama.
No. Excuse me. No. Which of the original Assassin's Creed did you play, sir?
Me?
Yeah, you. K-Mega.
Unity?
You're talking real spicy for not playing the originals, bro.
Bro, I could not get
No.
I did play the original. I did play the original.
Did you play 2? Did you play Ezio's story original?
I did play the original story, and I hated it. It was the worst game I ever played.
No. Did you play Ezio's? Did you play Ezio's storyline?
Yes,
that's the Italian one.
The first one.
That's the second one.
That's not the first. Oh, okay. See, that shit right there.
The first one. The first
right there.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you it was the first.
The first one was so bad with me going back and forth.
That was Altair. Okay, that was 07.
I couldn't do it no more, and I didn't get back into Assassin's. I didn't get back into Assassin's Creed. Okay,
that's what you fucked up at.
But I couldn't get back. I couldn't get back into Assassin's Creed until I played Syndicate, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play Unity. And now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play Unity. I'm gonna play Rogue, and I'm gonna play Brotherhood. But I can't do no more. That shit was so boring. I was like, this is trash. Trash.
So what I'm gonna say is the first one was very repetitive, and they literally. I've never come across an AC fan that doesn't agree that they fixed everything wrong with the original Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2. I have never come across.
Man, you played the French one though, right?
Unity.
Oh yeah, I beat Unity. I beat the DLCs in Unity. Yeah, Unity was fire. Unity was fire. Yeah.
See, so I'm saying I like the Unity style, and I like this newer stuff. Like I like them both.
Yeah.
Microsoft for anyone that wants to go back to that original though. I mean, with that FPS boost and that.
Thank you, Jeremy Brown. Overrated.
And that HD enhancement, it's kind of like a free remaster if you think about it. Anybody want to go back and try it out?
Unity is beautiful.
Unity is amazing.
Unity is awesome, and I enjoy Unity's graphics and crowd density more so than Syndicate. But yeah,
look at this Valhalla. This Lord, look at that! Look on a tree.
What are you talking about?
I'm on a tree. Look at this scenery.
There's no cutscenes. They're fucking up.
I got a rainbow on your ass. I got a rainbow. You can't get no rainbow on that.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying the new ones are bad, but they're straying further and further than the core of Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry.
The new ones are so much better because they're Witcher-esque. And on top of that, they still have the essence of Assassin's Creed because
pause.
Yeah.
The essence of Assassin's Creed is stealth. So if it's Witcher adjacent, it's not stealth.
I have to agree with that.
No. I can play stealth if I want to, or I can go in and kick ass because I built my character up. I'm at the max level. Like you just see me jump off a tree. I should have died, but I'm the highest. I'm like an overlord. I'm like a god now. My shit is so powerful now.
So you said you can go in guns blazing and be stealthy. Original Assassin's Creed, if you were detected, you failed. Like that's what Assassin's Creed.
That's garbage.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you right there.
Look, I'm fighting. Look at this. I'm sticking.
No. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Yeah.
As somebody who has played every Assassin's Creed, even the PSP versions and the Vita versions, okay? I'm gonna tell you like this. For people to be like, "Oh, the new Assassin's Creed are better. The other ones are overrated." I feel like you don't have the whole scope. No shade. Because you're saying the new ones are Witcher-esque and they're RPG elements. They had to do that because they were beating a dead horse with Unity and Syndicate. I'm not saying the new ones are bad. But if you look at Origins, to me, Origins was the last good one of this.
Oh my God!
New resurgence.
I'm about to throw my glasses at my TV.
And I'm gonna explain why.
Okay,
I'm gonna explain why.
Please.
I know I just said was spicy. Of this new rebirth of Assassin's Creed, Origins is the best one, and I'm not saying that because it's my favorite. The problem between the three games is when Origins came out, it was original, was fresh, it was very rooted deeply in the environment, setting, all that. You had a story beginning to end. He was not an assassin. He began the assassins because of what happened to him and his family and how it affected him. So him running around helping people made sense because he was a Magi. He was the protector of the people of an old, organization. So it all made sense. When Odyssey came out and they were showing pictures and videos of it, I can't speak for nobody else. But when I saw pictures and videos, I thought it was DLC for Origins because the Greek areas were identical to Alexandria and other places that were already in Origins. Then they were like, we're going to make it so you can be a man or a woman. Fine, you did that shit in Syndicate. But then it'd be like, oh yeah, they're not actually assassins, but we're gonna call it Assassin's Creed. They have nothing to do with assassins. We're also gonna go ahead and make it so there are dialogue options, which
I'm crawling and hiding away from the enemy.
I'm with D here. I'm with D here. They turned it into the Witcher Creed.
Thank you.
Thank God. Okay, keep going. Making me horny. I'm about to go jump on my wife in a minute.
No. Dialogue options were not a part of Assassin's Creed. And to me, it was a lazy style of storytelling. Assassin's Creed is known for its stories. Imagine playing Assassin's Creed 2 with
right in the chest, Mega.
And you have a dialogue tree with Leonardo. Nah, the story is what the story is. The problem is, by the time Origins and Odyssey came out, Ubisoft was burnt the hell out, but they need that money. So like, you know what? What's everybody playing right now? Fallout. They're playing The Witcher. Cyberpunk's about to come out in a few years.
Assassinate the fool right now. I'm just cutting. Okay, go ahead.
They went that route. They took The Witcher. They tried to make it something that it never was. They added the elements for Origins and they added the elements for Odyssey. The problem is when they went from Origins to Odyssey, they were like, you know what? You're going to have to grind the hell out of this game in order to even beat it. And we're going to make it huge. They did that.
Makes it good.
And you had then articles. Y'all got short memories. When Odyssey came out, people were posting articles like, yeah, Odyssey gets good, but you got to put 15 hours in. And I was like, bitch, what you mean I got to put 15 hours before it gets good? I don't know. But Origins.
Look at what I'm doing to this goddamn werewolf. What you talking about?
Who's talking?
Ezio, baby.
I beat this goddamn werewolf's ass. Ezio, Cassandra, my boy, I can't even say my boy's name. Bayak or whatever his name is.
Bayak. His name.
Bayak. Okay, hold on. Okay.
No, so listen to it.
Let me read this super chat and then I'll let you finish. Okay, go ahead. All right. No, go ahead.
All I'm saying is, as somebody who's been I'm not trying to gatekeep the franchise. I'm not trying to gatekeep it. What I'm trying to say is to say like, oh, the RPG thing works for Assassin's Creed. This is what it needs to be. To not have the experience of the previous games, but to have like, oh, this is what Assassin's Creed needs to be, this RPG, to me, no shade, is hollow. Because your prior experience was one game from the original classic version of the game, and then 2015 of Syndicate. Syndicate was good too, but it was also a weak entry, given all the backlash they had from Unity. So
Syndicate was
sales were weak. That's why they took a gap year, because right afterwards.
Sales.
I mean, what you have on the screen right now is fire, and I mean, that shit looks intriguing. But
Thank you.
But the bottom line is that Assassin's Creed to me started kind of like as a franchise, like D was going into, where it was more stealth oriented, and they kind of went away from the history stuff too.
Okay,
go into
but tell me the gameplay that you're looking at.
It looks fire. It looks fire, but
damn, like I gotta get this.
Look, it's the evolution. I get it, and they had to kind of expand, but it ain't my Assassin's Creed.
Bro, look, I'm busting this dude's ass. Like
So here's the disconnect. When we're saying about the authenticity of Assassin's Creed, you're bringing up how cool the gameplay looks. Those are mutually exclusive. I'm not saying this gameplay doesn't look like it could be fun. It's not appealing to me.
What?
But
How
what
not?
what I'm saying is,
yes, ma'am.
just because it's appealing as a game as a whole doesn't mean it is authentic to the Assassin's Creed license and franchise. The same way that what game was that? Just like, okay, so Saints Row 1, Saints Row 2 had a consistent theme: gang banging, bootleg Grand Theft, balls to the wall, do whatever you want. Saints Row the Third deviated, and they got away with it. Saints Row 4 is a completely different thing.
Oh, so no, you're right. You're right.
While somebody might find Saints Row 4 appealing by itself, yes, it may be a fun game. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can fly around, fart in a jar, whatever the hell it is. But if somebody has played Saints Row 1, 2, 3, they're not going to count Saints Row 4 as a solid, firm entry in the franchise. That's what I'm saying. Odyssey and Valhalla, to the spirit of the original Assassin's Creed and what it came out, like what they were trying to go for, those are not reflective of how Assassin's Creed started. Origins was a good toe step into a new direction, and then they kind of went left. That's all I'm saying. But you can enjoy Valhalla. I'm not saying don't enjoy
all right,
it.
let me read these. Let me read this super chat.
Want.
Let me read. I know. Did you hear her say that? Okay. All right. So Viper, it's good to have you back. I'm sorry.
He just doesn't like stealth because he couldn't sneak out of his parents' house when he was a kid.
You got me fucked up. I can sneak out of there anyway. I own all the Assassin's Creed, XEO Trilogy, and Syndicate was trash. Okay, so
I have to disagree with that.
All right, listen. I will give you. I will give you this. I will give you this, and I am trying to get back because the next game afterwards that I will play on the Assassin's Creed universe will be Brotherhood, and then I will go to Revelations and Assassin's Creed 2. Because
not in that order. Not in that order.
Why not? Why not?
Because somebody help me. Why should you not go in that order?
Gotta play 2 first, brother. Gotta get to know Ezio.
All right, okay, so I'll play 2 first. Because one kept me away from the franchise. My homeboy bought the game. He was like, man, help me play this game. I'm like, I played like 7 hours of that game, and I said, I don't know why you paid money for this shit, but it's garbage. I am so bored.
And another thing, I saw you fighting werewolves and a bunch of weird shit on this. Remember, you're going back. You're going back, brother. So kind of keep an open mind that was a game of its time. So don't compare it to this because there ain't gonna be no werewolves in there.
Oh, okay. So no.
Right,
Okay, so
you had to go low profile. You had to go high profile.
No. Hold on. This is what you got to understand about this, right? Like they ain't left the tradition. This is a area with sadistic, drug-induced, magical, crazy shit going on. Where I'm in a trial where their dogs are coming at me like werewolves. So that's why I'm fighting werewolves. I'm fighting dogs. But the way that the game is projecting it is how I'm inducing it because I'm in a hallucinate state.
I guess. I'm just saying, brother.
Right.
No. You know, you're going from fighting werewolves and shit to going back to history.
Okay, so check this out, right? Like this is what I love about these new Assassin's Creed because they're going from a state where there was a lot of mythology and creatures of like with Odyssey. They hit it like with Medusa and with like one of the craziest creepy looking creatures that I've ever seen with the Phoenix. Like what they did with the Phoenix was like, oh shit, put that bitch in Resident Evil 7 and I'm gonna cut that game off. Like because when she came out of the mist, it was like I was like, oh Lord, I'm about to cut this game off. This shit looks creepy. What are you trying to do to me? But the thing of it is that they went from with Bayek's story from the mythology and with everything else with that because that's one reason why I've was a big fan of God of War is because they kept with the Greek, Egyptian mythology, kind of like, but with more of the Greek mythology. And that's what Bayek's story and them kind of go with. Then with Cassandra in Odyssey, they still kind of expand that. With this is kind of getting out of that crazy like beast. I know you see werewolves and stuff like that, but you got to play the game to understand what how they kind of play the game. Like this stuff ain't real, but if you're hallucinating or having problems, you'll see a werewolf or something like that. And then it kind of setting up for going towards a future path. And on top of that, the story is so based upon everything that's happened within the universe, within the real world. Oh my God, like it got me so intrigued into Assassin's Creed now with what's going on. So yeah, I am going to play the old, I'll start off with XCO and see, because everybody say that's like the pinnacle.
That's the GOAT.
That everybody say that, but when I come out and I play it and then I say it's ass juice and I can't stand it, give me Bayek. People won't understand it. But no, I get it. But no, do not shit on these Assassin's Creeds because they are really, 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 really good. They're the GOATs in my opinion. So
that's unfortunate.
Ooh.
Let me shut up. Sorry.
All right, cool. Thank you for closing us out with that one. Let's get the hell out of here. Another long show. We did not hit every topic, but you was right. But it was juicy. It was fantastic. So let's go ahead and get to it. Hey man, let's go to our guest. Man, the very first time we come to GRG. Hopefully it's not the last time. And brother, man, you did a fantastic job. I love when you jumped in and you want to make your statement heard. I loved it. That is the start of you going to higher places. I hope when you get to a higher plateau that you won't forget about K Mega, man. I hope you don't. But man, John Wolfe, what's happening with you, brother, man? Where can they find you at, man? Appreciate you coming on to GRG, man. I hope it ain't the last time, brother.
Thank you so much again for the invite, man. It's been such a pleasure to share this night with all of you and talk about video games, man. I'm naturally, as you know about me, K Mega already. I'm a person that I got the name John Wolfe by design because I am a lone wolf, So coming on here and being able to talk to you all and hear different ideas and bounce topics off each other it's been awesome, and hearing the praise from you, I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me, especially considering in reality I've only made about 10 videos. So Ham. If I'll send you an invite soon for sure, so you could be on the show. Everyone else as well.
Absolutely.
Don, if possible, I'll reach out.
Don, you gotta have to pay him money. Don requests some money, man. So
time is money. I got you, Don. And
don't worry, Kiwi's got coupons. He'll take care of you.
Oh my God. I respect that, but like I said to start off the show, I really do respect each and every one of you that do this every single week. Because like I said, it does take a lot to get behind this microphone and give your opinions and your thoughts. And I'm really humbled tonight by everything, that you said, K Mega. Thank you so much. And have a good night, guys. You can find me on John Wolfe on my YouTube channel. I'm working on getting a guest right now that I kind of want to get to know. Boom. And get to know about his background and stuff like that. And also on Xbox, PlayStation, you can find me on John Wolfe as well. I'm not gonna give out my Nintendo Switch code because I don't know that shit, to be honest with you, and it's so long that, honestly. But on PC as well as John Wolfe. And thank you guys. I hope you all have a great weekend. Stay safe. Enjoy the football. Get drunk. Do your thing, guys. Peace.
Hey. All right. And man, going to the next person, man. Another person. You know what, man? I much respect due. I love his content. He's been doing it, and you know what? Like, look, it's just much respect too. I can't say anything else. Ham Solo has been doing a hell of a job. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Between what you're doing and what John Wolfe is doing, I hope you guys collaborate, get to doing some shit together. maybe interview each other. Like that would be amazing.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fun. And I you know what I'm saying, and that's what it's all about. It's all the community, man. And I hope you guys that's listening tonight will and later on, because you know what, this is what's going to be crazy, because the show was mid, you know what I'm saying, for viewer wise live. Wait till afterwards, because people are gonna be like, what? How many people is on here tonight? And then what? Like, oh yeah, it's gonna blow up. So I hope you guys will get ready, because you'll get a lot of people that's gonna hit you guys up. It's gonna be asking you all types of questions, and so and I love it. So get ready for that. But Ham Solo, man, where can they find you at, brother?
All right. So Ham Solo 5, or better yet, Ham Solo 05 on Twitter. You can find me easily there. As for YouTube, it's TSWS Gaming. Go hit it up. Check out some of the videos on there. I have various different types of video. My main one that I do twice a week would be Behind Them Sticks. I had K Mega on there not that long ago, a few months, I believe, ago. Yeah. I'm about to have D on the show. Really excited for that this coming Thursday.
Talking about her bullshit ass Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I respect roasted. Talking about how K Mega got roasted on Assassin's Creed at the end of the show.
Oh
my god! I just recently had Neo GameSpark on there, so you could learn a lot about him. Nice. As I said at the beginning of the show, he's been a YouTube creator for over 13, 14 years, multiple channels, but like now he's at his last channel, and he's been at this specific the Neo GameSpark channel that he currently has for over 13 years, which to me is like, that's big time, because he is super young. You could see the aging go by as you scroll through his videos. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, hit me up if you want to be part of the show and you would like to, make a video and show out essentially and show everybody who you are and whatnot and what you like and what you're looking forward to. But yeah, just hit me up, Twitter or YouTube, either one.
Nice. All right. And then Don. What's happening with you, brother? Well, man, when is Don and the Gamer going to be popping back up here?
Oh, that's showing up on this Tuesday coming up next week. Yeah, we took a week off and then we're back at it. Yeah, we're gonna. Me and Mega, we have no excuses anymore. We have to get.
I think we'll generate a guest. I think I'll be
okay. Cool.
Try to get a guest.
Yeah, it's already prepped for that, so we should be good to go on that. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Surprise! I am literally making the thumbnail for my YouTube video. As soon as I'm done with the podcast, I'm uploading it onto my YouTube channel. So follow me on Twitter for that going down. And yeah, I'm actually doing stuff this year, so it's gonna be exciting. So
yeah, no, I'm really happy about that. It's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Me and Don's been doing this together for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so we got to get Bot into the fray in some way, shape, or form. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, Don
does he work Tuesdays, or what's his deal?
I don't know. I mean, Bot could be just doing a Destiny, you know what I'm saying? Illuminati cult deal on Tuesdays. I have no idea what Bot's be doing, but I will ask, see what's going on. But regardless of that, man, you know what I'm saying? It is a pleasure as usual, you know what I'm saying? So thank you, Don, for coming on through. You know what I'm saying, dear friend. Everybody here, it's been fantastic. And D, to finish us on out, you know what I'm saying? Your slander about Assassin's Creed, the later Assassin's Creed, is not appreciated. But you know what I'm saying? We'll let you slide on that. Everybody can't be right all the time. So what up? Where can everybody find you at, D?
First of all, it's not slander, it's disrespect. And I meant that shit.
Oh shit! Lord,
she's just spitting facts, man. She's just spitting facts.
It's not defamation.
Wow! Wow!
Betrayal!
Wow!
They sure did betray us. Anyway, so you can find me on PlayStation and Twitter at Genji's Mom. and Xbox at Curvy Titan. And I'm on the GRG podcast every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, the Lord's time, giving K Mega the business for his trash ass.
Whoa.
Hey, first of all, you ain't even played Grand Theft 4 yet, so.
We ain't listen. Y'all.
That explains why when he comes home from work, he washes his ass first thing. So that makes sense.
That means that I'm a hard worker. What's going on here? Let's go! Oh my God! Everybody knew.
You drown out the truth, y'all. Y'all hear it.
Oh my
Go
God.
ahead.
Anyway.
Go ahead, close it out.
Anyway, I love it. I see D is way comfortable. You know what? This is when you know on GRG that when the panel gets comfortable, they talk shit to K Mega and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're wrong most of the time, K Mega's always right. Let's get it.
Is it not correct? Is it not correct that you ain't even like Grand Theft 4? Oh, I can't take with you.
I didn't.
But you gonna play it? But you gonna play it though?
I bought it for like $4. So yeah, like I mean, it was you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? $4. I'll play that trash for $4. I ain't gonna play.
You gotta play it, and I'm gonna ask you questions about your decisions too. Make sure your ass played it. Don't play with me. I'm gonna ask your ass.
Oh wow, that's disrespectful. Okay, you know what? I will play that just for you to sit there, and I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna sit there and say, "Hey man, did you play this certain game?" And then I'm gonna put my glasses on. I'm gonna get on my Malcolm X on your ass, and I'm gonna let your ass know. Did you play it? Oh well, see what happened. Okay, anyway, toasted grits.
Grits.
Anyway, yeah. Thank you guys.
Like grits. That's all right.
You were like grit. What? Like, listen, did you hear Don? That's a white man. He said he like grits. What?
Man, I love grits. I was late to the party, but man, grits are
good. Hell no! I'm good. All of y'all Southerners had that one. I'm good.
What?
Like, if grits come with my meal, I throw it out. I don't like that.
But you can't eat no grits with no sugar, no butter, no egg.
No,
what?
No, I don't want no part.
Wait.
You go the sweet route? You don't go the savory route? I go the savory route.
Oh, see, listen to that.
I don't like either way. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Diabetes.
Oh my Lord. Okay. All right, guys. We about to get the hell out of here. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us. It was a really fun show. For anybody out there, please leave a comment for the people that's on the show. That the link is in the description. I'm gonna have to add Don. I'm gonna have to add Lord Addict. You know what I'm saying? Really appreciate it. But you know what I'm saying? You late to the goddamn party, Fun Speculation, man. You should have been here a long goddamn time ago, man. If your podcast just ended right now, go to hell and sit there and come in here when the time is right. This is the Lord's time right now. You know what I'm saying?
Let them they showed up. Don't listen to them, Fun Speculation.
No. I'm saying, how you coming here at the end when we doing the end, and you gonna sit there and go, look,
they showed
sorry.
up. Not only they showed up, they made their presence known. Lay off of them.
Get the hell out of here, baby. Once you're done with your shit, come over here and promote. That's what you're supposed to do. Anyway, so look. No, we appreciate it. I hope you had a good show over there. Sports Speculation. I seen Paul came in here and showed a lot of love, man. So shout out to y'all. Hope you had a good show. It was fun over here. Thank you guys so much. And like I say, look, you know what? I am so ready to live through you guys. The pants off, dance off can't happen until the pandemic is done. You know what I'm saying? I'm a married man now. I got to hear stories. Rain. You know what I'm saying? D. You know what I'm saying? Whoever else is single.
Artie?
Yeah, well, D, you
why
single?
Why you gotta call me out like? Why you gotta put my business out there though? Wrap the thing up, bro.
D, you single?
You know damn what, bro.
Oh Lord. Okay. Anyway. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? Him still married. He just got married. Yeah, I seen the ring. So, you know what I'm saying? My boy Wolfe is married. Don is married.
He's just saying you got needs, is what he's trying to say.
You know what I'm saying? Look. Well, you know what I'm saying? Look, get out there and go put that whip on that ass, and then you know throw a little bit on him, and then just sit there and just say, look.
Okay, first of all, I'm married to the Lord, so go ahead and knock this shit up, bro.
Well,
Denied.
That's what the Lord said.
Sure,
the Lord said. Hey, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, just make sure that man knows that Assassin's Creed 2 is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the Lord said to both of y'all's requests.
Denied.
All right, y'all. Have a good night, man. I'll see y'all guys next week on the GRG podcast. Everybody have a good one. God bless. I will be Don. Are we gonna play something tomorrow night or what?
Oh yeah, I'll be playing middle of the day. That's the whole reason I'm trying to get this YouTube video done right now. So
okay, all right. Well,
so I have no excuses. I can just play.
If Don is trying to play Pac-Man 2 or something, you won't see me. But if
I want to do
I'm about to play Sonic Adventure. Don't hate.
No, that Ubisoft game with all the outdoor sports. I'm getting back into that. I'm getting back to that. I'm almost done with Gunk, and I'll be playing that and Gunk tomorrow. So
I'm a few hours away of being done with all of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I will be down. I'll be back on my multiplayer, Halo, the Godsend, and all that. So yeah, I'm with it. So everybody have a good night. God bless y'all. Good night.
Okay, bye.
Peace.
John
John Wolfe, did you have something to say before you got over? No, nobody cared.
No,
all right, we
out. You hit me up with that rock. It doesn't matter.
Oh, all right,
thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.